Words or a pat on the back. We work hard so that choosing our windows and doors is an easy decision for you. It's the Alberta way. It's the Lux way. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
School's almost out. Contact trip season is just
That's
around
how you
the
win
corner.
batting titles. That's how the way those guys win batting titles.
This ball is hit out toward left center. It's deep, and it's gone. Zach Neto absolutely rips one.
To help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today. Or shop online at NapaCanada.com. That's Napa Nova.
Starring Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Get in now for the power play and $75K VIP prize. Imagine taking your seat as the Oilers hit the ice, hearing the roar of the crowd.
And it's gone. Zach Neto absolutely rips. This ball is hit out toward left center. It's deep.
To win the $2.4 million grand prize show home in Cameron Heights. VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Change lives. Win big. Be mighty. Buy now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Runners go. Swing.
On Sports 1440.
Contact hitter.
It's gone. That's one.
Presented by Play Alberta.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Runners go. Swing and a fly ball to center. Myers on the run. Still going. It's gone. Jordan Walker hits a 3-run homer.
On Sports 1440.
Contact hitter. That's how you win batting titles. That's how the Wade Boggs and Ichiro and those guys win batting titles.
This ball is hit out toward left center. It's deep, and it is gone. Zach Neto absolutely rips one.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 2 o'clock, thank you for joining us here on this positive Friday edition of the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan with you here in the Sports 1440 studios. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Of course, you got the Jason Gregor Show daily specials at PlayAlberta.ca/sports. Today, we got some fun ones for you. I'll let you know what those are in a minute. Also, tonight's Lotto Max worth an estimated $55 million. And tomorrow is the Gold Ball Jackpot. Lotto 649, $16 million. PlayAlberta.ca. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Lots to discuss on this show today. Of course, it is game day in our city. The Edmonton Elks looking to pick up win 8 on the season as they take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers down at Commonwealth Stadium. Kickoff set for 7:30. We'll discuss that one quite a bit on the show. We've also got a pair of tickets to give away, as well as a parking pass. That one coming compliments of our friends at First Choice Industrial Supply. We also got some tickets from Play Alberta. So hang around, tune into the show. We'll make sure we give those away by about 4 o'clock at the latest, because we want to make sure you have plenty of time. Also, with this parking pass, you want to get there a few hours early because it is in the tailgate area, and we want to make sure you get there with plenty of time to enjoy it all. So stick around. 1-833-401-1440. That is the text line. That's how we'll be giving the tickets away. You can email me at connor@sports1440.ca. If you were curious about the Jason Gregor Show boosted specials today, we got the CFL parlay. This one goes all weekend long. You got Elks tonight. You got the Tiger Cats and the Rough Riders over the weekend, all money line for Friday Night Football. How about the Elks to cover the 4.5-point spread with a Justin Rankin and Austin Mack anytime touchdown sprinkled in? And we got NFL preseason for tonight. Steelers, Jags, Broncos, all money line. all the home team. I feel like in the NFL, the home team typically, not last night if you're the Chargers, but you want to put on a better show for your fans. So you try to have some guys out there to get the job done. We'll see if it pays off. PlayAlberta.ca. Use your game sense. Today on the show, as I mentioned, lots to get to. We're going to have Eddie Steele joining us in about 15 minutes' time, of course. Former Grey Cup champion, former member of the Green and Gold from Winnipeg. And also you can hear him Mondays, Fridays on the Tom Gazzola Show, and Mondays, Fridays as well with Declan Kruger over at Elks Nation. We'll talk about the game today, get his thoughts on it, just the depth that we've seen from this Elks organization. Same lineup going as we saw last week when they picked up a huge win over the Toronto Argonauts. And I kind of want to talk about, the impact of running the football the way they did with Justin Rankin. Despite it not busting that big run, just kind of wearing down the big fellas. Maybe he won't admit it, but I think there is a little bit of a correlation there. And then just his versatility and Winnipeg coming over. A guy like Radio Oliveira, who is an absolute bowling ball. The Bombers this year, I'd say probably underwhelming based on their expectations, but the quarterback goes down. Colaros, he came back last week in the win over Ottawa. They've got 3 receivers over 500 yards. So it's no one's kind of running away with it, but they do have some viable options there. And the last time we saw a team beat the Elks, it was through the air. The Montreal Alouettes, who make it look relatively easy these days, we're just chucking it downfield on this Elk secondary. So we'll take a look at that game. We got the stats of the day. We'll take a look at some of the, the big records of yesteryear and some pretty, I won't say gross stats, but impressive stats when it comes to consumption. Also, Wanye Gretz will be by from Daily Face Off Edmonton. He'll sit in and co-host with us for the show at 3:20 today. We will be joined by Ryan Paton, covers the NHL with SiriusXM. We'll have Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. The roundtable, Low Tide's going to hop on a little bit early today at 4:20. We will break up his usual 4:20 plans to have him join us on the show. 5 questions, Mark Spector, and then Dave McCarthy going to join us from Cottage Country, I believe. He missed his hit earlier this week, so we're squeezing him in at the last possible second, almost 5:20 today. Again, text line is 1-833-401-1440. It is not just the Elks in our city right now. We do have a pretty cool little tournament going down at the Royal Mayfair, the CPKC Women's Open. The storyline is the great golf. Subin Ju, Kiara Romero, Yuri Yoshida, all 9 under par right now. There is a very crowded leaderboard. A lot of ladies in the 8 under, 7 under, ready potentially to make a push. But also the storyline. I don't know if you've seen their social media, the mosquitoes. And that's not a surprise to anybody in Edmonton. This summer has been crazy with the rain, which led to all the bugs. And it's becoming a bit of an issue down there. So something that they are having to overcome. And it makes sense when you look at where it is located in our city. It's just that it was inevitable, no matter how much you spray. So that's kind of an element. And we've all been there. You've been golfing. You're about to swing. A little mosquito flies right by your face. It's a little annoying. You can feel one bite you on your leg or something like that. So I kind of feel for the ladies with that one. But great event going on down at the Royal Mayfair. If you're able to check it out over the weekend, highly recommend you do. Some other news and notes from the NFL world. Jake Bobo, serious knee injury for the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, not a guy who was making week-to-week big-time plays for the team, but a guy who did make some big plays, and a guy beloved by Seahawks fans. So that certainly is a tough one for the Seattle Seahawks. They do have the depth to recover. On the men's side, BMW Championship, Spawn, 10 under par. Got her up, 9 under, as is Woodland, who was the leader yesterday. Patrick Cantley, 8 under. Big group of guys in there as well. So the golf is going to be very competitive. The projected cut right now, even. Scotty Scheffler, 2 under through 16. So he'll find a way to get there on the weekend. But right now, Spawn atop the leaderboard there at 10 under par. Again, if you want to get your text in, 1-833-401-1440. We'll get this going early. Because yesterday, since it is country night, we had asked you, what is your favorite Western movie? And we had a ton of texts rolling in here. And the question was favorite movie, Western. I already see some coming in from earlier. 310 to Yuma with Russell Crowe's a remake. I don't know. There must have been talking about movies on the Lowdown with Low Tide. Not a surprise. Our question for you, for a chance to win 2 tickets and the parking pass, if you want the parking pass, because you have to be there 2 hours early. What is your favorite country song of all time? Very simple. 1-833-401-1440. We'll pick one lucky winner and they will get a chance to go to the game tonight. It's going to be a fun one. If you haven't got the chance to buy ticket or win tickets, you can always buy them. Again, text us 1-833-401-1440. I will pass along a number. I got a guy for you who could probably hook you up with some tickets last minute in exchange for money. I'm not just giving them away. We've got Donovan Paulson here as well. The birthday boy. Well, tomorrow, Donnie?
Yep, tomorrow.
Officially.
Tomorrow, officially. It
Yep.
is the big 2-4. It is, what a better way to, or really, no better way, than to go down to Canmore, play a little round of golf with my buddies, and, have some fun. Of course, being the stand-up guy yourself, you bought me a nice cookie that I've never tried before, a very nice cookie, and I'm very much looking forward to diving into that. But, no, I'm, it's going to be a fun weekend for myself, and obviously going to go out for dinner with the family tonight, and going to have a nice, fun weekend. So, I don't know what your weekend plans are, Connor, other than obviously going to the Elks game tonight, but I'm looking forward to this one personally.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. Canmore is a beautiful place. We said it yesterday. We said it today. The drive after Calgary, beautiful. Yeah, one Oreo cookie for you for your birthday. That's all we're giving you for this one. But have fun with that. Now, question of the day. Well, my weekend, not a whole lot. I'm hanging out with Benny. I don't even know what we're doing. Oh, we're getting a new fridge.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. If you guys have wondered why I've been bringing in pop this week, we had to move all our food in our fridge to our downstairs little beer fridge, and I just had to evacuate that, and a lot of that pop was expired, so I brought it to the crew here. I did tell you guys it was expired, right?
You did.
I think,
yes.
Disclaimer, you've been drinking its best before date has been passed. It's still good. Your favorite country song of all time? Do you have one?
Oh, geez. Not really. I don't listen to country music, so I guess maybe 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, if you want to call that a country song.
I'll call it a country song.
I really like the 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, but outside of that, that's about it. Maybe Jolene, because I have to listen to it on Tide's show every time.
That's catchy though.
It is a catchy song. It's a good song.
It's funny because you technically grew up outside the city, right?
Yeah, just outside.
But you're not a country guy.
Not even close.
Like you going into St. Albert all the time. Yeah. Went to the yacht clubs and that sort of thing.
The yacht clubs, just all the high roller spots.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my regular frequenting.
If we can quickly turn on Mac's mic here, because she, of course, is country. Country Mike, as some people call her.
Yes.
You grew up Camrose.
Yeah,
Canmore,
Camrose.
Killam.
Like, I don't know. When I go back to both of those places, I call it home.
Okay.
So.
What is your favorite country song of all time?
We actually did discuss this a little on Low Tide.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
My Maria or Dust on the Bottle, Fishing in the Dark.
I can get behind Fishing in the Dark.
A lot of 90s country. It's my favorite.
All right. Let us know yours. 1-833-401-1440, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to tonight's Elks game. When we pick our winner, immediately I'm going to follow it up with, do you want the parking pass? Can you utilize it and get there as soon as possible? And if not, I'm going to ask everyone else, do you want a parking pass? Maybe you're going to the game and you don't want to take the LRT, but you'd rather go take in the tailgate for a few hours prior to the game. Would be a perfect way to set it up. Because if you haven't done the tailgate, you're just missing out. If you're hopping off the LRT and going right in, you're totally missing out. Nikki Northside, was it your favorite country song? Yes, it is. I don't know much about country music. I'm kind of like you, Donnie. So like Ryan says, Dust in the Bottle, no idea. Mason said Big Iron, no idea. Trailer Park Ryan has Thunder Rolls, extended version. That I think I would know. Waiting in the Truck by Morgan Wallen, like that could be a made-up song for me.
I am reading these country song names, and these are just words followed by other words to me.
Most things are.
Well, of course, but I just don't know what any of these are.
Alan Jackson, Chattahoochee?
I know that song. I do know that song. Because I remember in back in my Nate days, a girl came in dressed as Alan Jackson or whatever, and with this Chattahoochee theme to it, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Because it made absolutely no sense to me. And she was like, "Oh, how do you not know this?" And me being totally inept with country music, I was totally lost, and I thought it was the dumbest costume I've ever seen.
He had a look, right? Like I can visualize him on a cassette with what he looked like. Nikki Northside, It's Your Love by Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. That just sounds like a nice song. Never heard it.
I've heard Friends in Low Places, Mike in the Park.
I will say
That one's a classic.
our wedding, we told the DJ, like, no country music. We don't want country music. And that song got the dance floor going. Like, everybody had to go dance to that one. So people love it. People love it, especially in Berta. No doubt about that. A Boy Named Sue, Johnny Cash. Oh, if we're going like Johnny Cash, then maybe we can find a few more. There will be no country music play today. That would have been a nice tie-in, but it is Friday, so it's going to be the Brass Bonanza all day here on the Jason Gregor Show. Text line again, 1-833-401-1440. You can also watch us on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, but I recommend YouTube because YouTube has the built-in chat right along with it. I'm going to go over there right now and check in and make sure I say hello. In case you missed it last night, as we kind of thought, the Jason Gregor Show special at playalberta.ca was the Montreal Alouettes to cover the 13.5-point spread set. It wasn't even close. The Ottawa Redblacks right now are just an absolute tire fire. Nothing's going right. They're making changes at almost every level. President, coaching staff, player. I don't know what else there is that maybe like a seance in the room has to be done, but they are just getting whooped. And it was 7-7 after one quarter. Like, we thought maybe they have a chance. No, they give up 18 in the second. Players come alive. Now, we missed out on our boosted special because we did have Philpott going for 100 yards. I initially had a touchdown. I thought, let's go a little crazier. Let's bump it up a little bit. He finished with 75 yards on 9 receptions. That's crazy to me. His longest was 12. When he was against the Elks, he was catching 50-yard bombs downfield. But they kept him going underneath. Cole Spiker led the way for them with 89 receiving yards. On the ground, they did a pretty good job as well as a team rushing for over 150. And Davis Alexander doing what he does. 20 of 23, 260, 2 touchdowns. They even had Dustin Crum get in on the action towards the end. 4 out of 5 for 31 yards. The Alouettes look very good. I think to beat them is kind of like going back to the old Chiefs, like 2021, 2022. You got to be aggressive. You can't make mistakes, and you can't shoot yourself in the foot. And it's going to take a lot, I think. We've seen that in the Grey Cup a few times where heavy favorites come in and lose. Coaches devise up some great game plans to figure it out, but it's going to take a lot, I think, to take down this Montreal Alouettes team. We'll take a break here. Lots to get to still on the show, of course. 5 o'clock hour, we'll have Dave McCarthy and Mark Spector. And 4 o'clock, Low Tide, the Roundtable, 5 questions. And the 3 o'clock hour, Ryan Paton and Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. With still the stats of the day coming up at 2:45. Up next, though, we will dive into this one tonight. It is the Elks and the Bombers down at Commonwealth. You can win tickets. Text us your favorite country music song because it is country night. And we'll talk to Eddie Steele. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your #1 air conditioning company. So when you can't take living in oppressive heat any longer, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If your hot, sticky sheets keep you up all night, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you've decided that you deserve to be cool and comfortable, call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Crispy, caramelized edges, a pillowy, airy center. Meet the new Papa John's Pan Pizza. Made with Parmesan and Romano cheeses, Papa John's special garlic sauce, and Italian seasoning, all baked directly into the bottom of the crust for a signature golden finish and crispy, savory crunch. Grab a medium pan pizza for just $16.99 today at your local Papa John's. Order now in the app or at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Tom Gazzola weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Get in now for the power play and $75K VIP prize. Imagine taking your seats as the Oilers hit the ice, hearing the roar of the crowd with every goal, every save, every moment all season long. Plus, score $75,000 and be in to win the $2.4 million grand prize show home in Cameron Heights. VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Change lives. Win big. Be mighty. Buy now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Mr. Island Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Equipment Auction is next Friday at 9 a.m. featuring articulated dump trucks, backhoes, dozer, excavators, forklifts, graders, loaders, man lifts, packers, skid steers, telehandlers, turf mowers, plus commercial trailers. Info at MAAuctions.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Nation Golf Tournament, Friday, August 28th, 2026 at the Millwoods Golf Course. Golf, drinks, swag, food, and fun. Enjoy every swing, supporting the Gregor's grads and help out graduates shine on their graduation day. Sign up at nationexperiences.ca before it sells out.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
221. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight's Lotto Max, an estimated $55 million. Grab your ticket, PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, use your game sense. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, and Mackenzie McLennan with you here. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. You can also jump into the chat on YouTube, Sports 1440 AM. If you haven't done so, go subscribe. We're like very close, 40 people away from 3,000. Why not hop over there? Give us a little sub. Good karma for when we give away our Elks tickets today. All you have to do is tell us your favorite country song to 1-833-401-1440, and you'll have an opportunity to go down as it is country night right now. Let's get to the CFL report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home with a no payment, no interest for 1 year on your furnace or AC. Bundle them together and save more at legacyheating.ca as we bring in Grey Cup champion, former member of the Green and Gold. You can also hear him on the Tom Gazzola Show Monday and Friday. Also at Elks Nation, Eddie Steele. Eddie, how you doing today?
Connor, I'm doing awesome, my man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you joining us, keeping the tradition going here on Elks game days. Question for you before we get into the football stuff. Since it is Western night or country night down at the game, are you a country music guy?
Not a big country music guy. There was when I was in college at University of Manitoba on Thursdays at the local campus bar. It was Country Thursdays, and that was a spot that we would frequent lots of Thursdays. And I got to know a few country tracks, but to be honest, I couldn't name anything. If you were to ask me my favorite country song, just because, and I don't even know if this would pass, but it's got to be a little It's Only Love, Bryan Adams, in homage to the Duke every morning at 7:40 in his BA slot.
For me, it passes. I'm like you. I've heard country music. Some songs are good, but I don't really know them. I didn't even give my favorite country song because I don't actually know. So I'm in that same vein as you. It's a fine genre. It'll be a fun game tonight. I'm sure they'll lean into it. You'll see some more cowboy hats and country music being played. Are you going to get down to the game tonight?
Absolutely. How could I miss this one? I mean, I try to get to every game, Connor. Last week I did miss because I was away on a little vacation with the family back to the hometown of Winnipeg. But today, like, it's going to be 25 and sunny at kickoff. The sky is blue. The sun is out. The team is rolling 7-3. Western matchup. What more could you ask for? This is as good as it gets for a CFL night in August.
I will tell you, I was on the phone with Maddie with the Elks earlier today, and she sounded overwhelmed, busy, but excited. So I think ticket sales are going pretty good. And you're right. If you're looking for a better thing to do in the city tonight, I don't think you'll find it. Go enjoy the heat. Go enjoy some great football. You like country music, that alone could be worth it. Now, you said you were in Winnipeg. I think I saw a picture with you with some of the opposing players here. And you had a tweet saying that, it was kind of a thought to play eventually in Winnipeg, but it never really happened. What was the deal there? I mean, I think everyone understands the desire you'd want to have to play with your home team. Was it just, they didn't really need that position or couldn't agree on a deal? What happened there?
Winnipeg at that point in time, when I was able to negotiate with them, they weren't the team and the regime that they are now. The GM back then, his name was Joe Mack. And the team actually was very similar to where the Elks were under some previous management. They were struggling. Attendance was becoming an issue. They weren't winning games, a lot of turnover with personnel. So then every time I would go to negotiate with them, they would always lowball me. And they would say, "Oh, you're from here. You can take a home team discount." So, for example, one team would offer me $150. Well, Winnipeg would offer me $110, and they would say, "You're from here. You can find cheap living." In the realm of pro football, where you got to make your money quick and fast because you never know when the inevitable end of a career might happen, especially in the CFL where we're not talking big dollars and cents here. Of course, I'm going to go to the higher bidder. Why would I lay my body on the line for that much less just to play at home? It's every kid's dream, though, to grow up playing for the hometown team. I mean, I grew up going to Winnipeg Blue Bomber games just like young fans here in Edmonton go to the Elks games, and I dreamt of being out there. I idolized Doug Brown, Milt Stegall, even the Buck Pierce had some good years when he was the starting quarterback in Winnipeg. Actually, I got my first sack in the CFL against Buck Pierce. A little side note. But yeah, no, they always lowballed me, Connor, and that was the issue. And it happened to me twice in my career. And I just wasn't going to go take less in pro ball where you need to make as much as you can year to year.
That is crazy to think. Oh, you can find a living here for cheap. I could find a living anywhere for cheap if I just go look for it. Like that's crazy. And to think, how much at a team at that situation could use a hometown player, not only to bring people to games, but have them out in the community and do sorts of things like that and try to win fans over. That's wild to me, but I guess that's pro sport and the way it goes. So Eddie, tonight you got the Bombers in town taking on the Edmonton Elks, and the Bombers are an interesting case. Like they did beat Ottawa. They got their quarterback back from injury. Prior to that, though, with the backup, they lost to some of the Western opponents here. So let's break it down. When the Elks have the football, to you, and it's probably an obvious one, but biggest keys to victory?
Line of scrimmage, for sure. It's so cliche, but ball, man. It's all won and lost in the trenches, Connor. Winnipeg has a really good defensive line, so when Edmonton has the ball on offense, yeah, it's easy to say, let's rush it with Rankin, and then Cody will open it up and pass it. But this line of scrimmage play is going to be tremendous in this game because Willie Jefferson, Jake Serezna, they're game disruptors. They even have some depth players that when I was actually in Winnipeg chatting with some of these fellas at a barbecue, they were just discussing some of the depth players that have been popping to me on film. So they have really good trench play up front. Their front seven overall, Tony Jones is a heck of a linebacker as well. So you're going to have to establish yourself. This is going to be such a big boy physical game. This is going to be one of those games where you're going to really hear the crunching in the stands if you're a fan of the game tonight. Not only because it's a Western matchup, but it's a couple of teams that really are playing desperate football right now. And although Winnipeg's record isn't amazing, they're only 2 games out of first place, so it's not like Edmonton can just sit back and rest on their laurels. They need to play desperate football tonight as well. So the line of scrimmage play is going to be everything because, yes, the run game, the line of scrimmage play is going to be huge for that. But then the play action, that's where Cody Fajardo tends to have a lot of success. If they can establish that line of scrimmage and a good run game early, it'll open up some play action and then, of course, pass blocking. So it all circles back to the line of scrimmage play, and I'm fully confident that Edmonton has the dogs to get it done because David Beard, I was listening, was that you yesterday talking about the advanced analytics? And
Yeah.
And how tremendous he was, or he is right now at lack of pressure given up. So they have the guys to get it done. So it's going to be quite a matchup to watch tonight.
Yeah, it was Rick Walter sent that in. It was 3 Down Nation who had the advanced analytics, and it was like he does not get beat. Like he's been outstanding this year at giving Fajardo time back there. So I want to ask you this, as we're joined by former CFL defensive lineman and offensive lineman, very versatile, Eddie Steele. We've seen it with this group, and they were really running the football last week with Justin Rankin between the tackles, which I like. Try to wear guys down. But the outside runs has kind of been something is kind of scarce in this offense. So when you're playing defensive line and offenses start getting that run game going to the outside, how does that impact you as a defensive lineman?
It's tough because the gaps stretch, and ideally you want to keep things congested. I got my A gap. Let's keep it, that within a yard width, and let's not have all these gaps stretched out. Get to the hack with good vision to gash you. And I fully agree. That's where Edmonton needs to find their run game. I think that they have a lot of good success when they have wider running plays. And I don't mean stretch plays like way far outside, get to the sideline. I mean plays kind of off tackle where you are trying to get your end point is the hash mark to the numbers. Because with Rankin's explosiveness and his twitchiness out in space, he's able to make people miss and gash them. Yes, there's a time and a place for a halfback dive right up the A-gut, but I just feel like it's too telegraphed sometimes, and teams can load the box and stuff it up. So if you can get your running plays established more to the numbers, to the hash mark, that's where I find Edmonton has a ton of success. And just a side note, too, teams load the box a ton when Rankin's in there, and it's hard for him to pop off. I just want you to notice, whenever Leak is in the game, the offense starts to flow more and have some rhythm. And now, that's not me saying get Leak in the game, he's better than Rankin. It's just because it's not a telegraph. Teams aren't expecting the run the way they are with Rankin in there. So it kind of opens up things for Cody Fajardo a little bit more, and the offense flows in a different way. It's not like the offense is better, but notice when they make that substitution that I find the offense tends to have really good sustaining drives.
I love to hear you say that, because it was about a month ago in the roundtable I said I'd love to get him more reps, not at the expense of Justin Rankin per se, but I just think he's a playmaker. Maybe not to the extent of Rankin, but he can get you first downs. We've seen it before, so happy to hear you say that. Now, in your time playing, just going to stick with Justin Rankin here, because as running the football, he's electric, but he can also hang on to the football. He can catch the ball. We saw him down the seam there take a huge hit last week, hang on to the football. Who are the running backs that stood out to you that, it was not maybe a 3-down back we hear in the NFL, but a 2-down back, like, okay, he can run the ball, but this guy also can beat us through the air. So you got to be kind of weary of both those assets of the game.
Yeah, the main one that just pops is Andrew Harris. Yeah. Instantly, having competed against him for so many years, going back to grade school, because he was a receiver, if you remember, when he first stepped on the scene in BC way back in 2010, 2011. He was a slot back coming out of junior football, and that's where they had him lined up, and Wally kind of had him all over the field, and then they converted him to a running back. But he had an amazing ability, and he was always such a dual threat because whenever you have a running back that can gouge you like that out of the backfield in the passing game, linebackers typically can't cover that same way that DBs can deep downfield. And whenever you get matched up in man with a running back, it usually is a mismatch just because they're a different type of an athlete with some really unique skill sets. And that's what's really cool about Rankin. You go back to the seam pass that he caught last week. I mean, Toronto did a pretty good job bottling him up, but then all of a sudden, boom, he still burns you in the passing game. And not many running backs can do that in the league. Even if you just look across the 9 teams in the CFL right now, how many running backs do you feel truly confident throwing that ball to? Usually running backs are kind of smaller muscle heads and they can't get their hands above their head and the catch looks awkward. Rankin, man, he is so fluid with it. And again, much like Andrew Harris, Rankin was a slot back. Chris Jones had him 3 or 4 years ago in training camp, 3 years ago, I guess it would have been, in training camp as a slot back, a receiver, and cut him. And then they got the call. They called him back and converted him to running back. So he has that unique skill set that separates him.
Did you ever play any running back or receiver?
No, man, that was the dream. You know, my first number actually growing up, I was a defensive tackle, but I wore number 31, Connor, for one of my idols, Priest Holmes.
Oh, guy was electric. Heck of an
Yes, he
offensive
was.
line.
Yes, he was.
I have to always come in because I remember he had the touchdown record. Sean Alexander had it, then LaDainian Tomlinson. That was like the golden age of running back football for guys of our age, I think.
It really was. And then, you know, just Kansas City was so electric. I love that team. Remember Dante Hall, the X Factor,
yeah.
Tony Gonzalez. They had some ballers on defense. I love that team, man.
Trent Green was Eddie Kennison was a receiver, I
Eddie
think.
Kennison, yeah.
Yeah, oh man. And then I remember when they drafted Dwayne Bowe, and I was, as a Chargers fan, freaking out. Like, oh no, this is going to be a problem. And I think one year he didn't catch a touchdown. But I do remember those Kansas City Chiefs teams. They were very, very good. Now, Eddie Steele joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in. Now let's look at it on the other side. The Edmonton Elks defense, we've seen it. They've been fantastic. Looks like it's going to be the same group we saw last week against the Argos. And Derek Taylor joined us yesterday on the program, the voice of the Bombers, and he spoke very highly of this Elks defense and was really intrigued to see, you know, how Winnipeg tried to attack it. For them to have success, to go beyond the trenches, is there any more to it?
Yeah, you know, this defense, first and foremost, is the best defense in the CFL. And there's, you know, you have Tyrell Ford, who's like a super stud, who's one of the best at his position, but it's a cast of guys who aren't like big name guys, if you think, or guys who are putting up crazy stats outside of Tyrell Ford. Even if you look at the defensive line, it's guys who are, you know, it's a team effort and everybody's kind of eating on the action. No one player is kind of popping more than the others. Malik Carney's having a heck of a season. Noah Taylor is having a heck of a season. But no one's got 7 or 8 sacks, right, where it's one guy above everybody else. And that's what's so sweet to see is everybody on this defense is playing fast and playing hungry. They're all extremely good tacklers. They are. Going back to your advanced stats yesterday, Joel DeBlanco is first or second in the CFL in missed tackles. Yeah, sure, okay. That's because he's in on literally every single tackle. If you watch the film, The Eye in the Sky Never Lies, this linebacker in Joel DeBlanco is flying sideline to sideline. It's so inspiring watching him play, to be honest, Connor. So J.C. Sherritt truly has this defense dialed in. He's more comfortable as a defensive coordinator, so I think he's going to be able to call a good game plan against this Winnipeg offense that's kind of struggling in a sense. They're looking for their identity as well. Of course, they're going to try and play bully ball with Brady Oliveira. But here's the thing about Brady. He's putting up major stats, having another hell of a season like he always does. But he didn't practice in actual practices in the past 2 weeks. He's dealing with an ankle issue, and they're just kind of sitting him, and he's only playing in games. So that's something to key on. He's not 100% healthy, but hey, who is at this point in time? And that's what makes today so exciting because, like I said earlier, it's going to be such a physical Western battle today, and I'm so here for it, man. And another thing, Edmonton's going on a bye next week. So usually when you're rolling like this, you're going on a bye. Yeah, you want to win, but you're also willing to lay your body on the line a little bit more. You're willing to push it that edge to get the win because you know you have rest on the horizon. So I expect that desperation out of Edmonton today.
Yeah, and you know what? We had Nick Anderson on the show a couple days ago, and he talked about playing Brady and just saying, yeah, you get fired up for a guy like that as a middle linebacker, a thumper like he. That's someone you want to go up against. And I will say, I agree with what you said about Joel DeBlanco. I mean, that number, it is what it is, but you think about how many times if he's missing, how that defense just flocks and how he's slowing guys down. I think that's the key because 50 absolutely flies around out there. And one more here for the special teams. We've had some questions about that just because, you know, not necessarily the kicker or the punter, but we have seen big returns and the Elks not getting that big one themselves. Good returns, but not the huge returns. And on the flip side, when you look at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the last time these two teams met, there was some big missed field goals by Castillo, and I think he's bounced back really strong since then. But special teams could play a role in this one as well.
Yeah, they will play. It's a 3-phase game, especially in a matchup like this, when it's fully expected to be a tight game. Every point matters. In terms of the Double E special teams, Vinny Blanchard is having a heck of a season, in my opinion. Quickly climbing the numbers book, too, and the total points getter. And Double E history. It's actually quite remarkable. He's almost, I think, at the same amount of points. I saw a graph the other day, is the great quarterback Michael Riley.
Oh, wow.
So it's hard to even fathom that. But he's out there doing his thing, stacking threes here left and right. So, and he's got the leg. My concern, and this is already, long time forecasting, but Vinny is so good in my opinion. I just hope he can stick around the CFL for a while because he will have NFL teams come calling. When it comes to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they have a dangerous returner in Babel. The coverage unit today and all the special teams phases for the Double E need to be on their P's and Q's. You can't get gashed. And they've actually been vulnerable at times in the season. We all know it's Coach Killam's specialty is special teams, but they have Des Catelier, who's the special teams coordinator, with, of course, Coach Killam having a say. But this team has sometimes been a bit vulnerable. They've had their moments where they're amazing, but they've also been gashed. So I'm expecting them to have one of those games where they're amazing. Terrell Ford, if you see the way this guy flies downfield and as a superstar, the way he plays on some of the coverage teams, because he'll sub in there and go on punt cover sometimes, and he's down there like a bat out of hell, man, making plays. So I think that the special teams will not have their way, but have a successful outing tonight for the Double E.
Yeah, and I mean, like, when you see a starting corner going out there and making plays on special teams, if that was your previous job, you got to be thinking, okay, I got to work a little bit harder. We saw Nick Anderson getting in on the short yardage plays as well. That was something he said they asked him to do. He jumped at the opportunity to get out there and help them get better in those aspects of the game. And to me, like, that's culture right there. That's guys, your leaders doing everything they can, the little things to get wins. And very encouraging for me to see. Well, Eddie, thanks so much for doing this today. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight. And if you're in the press box, we'll chat there.
I'll see you down there, Connor. You take care, man. Have a good show.
Thank you very much. There you go. Eddie Steele, Grey Cup champion. You can hear him at Elks Nation. You can also hear him Mondays, Fridays with Tom Gazzola here on Sports 1440 and on YouTube, Sports 1440 AM. I would say he's, in all likelihood, the best dressed guy in Edmonton Sports Talk Radio. Just always rolling in the suits, looking clean. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the stats of the day. Take your text, 1-833-401-1440. You got about an hour or so to tell us your favorite country song to 1-833-401-1440. We'll give away two tickets, one pair, and also we have a parking pass as well up for grabs. The parking pass near the tailgate area. So you got to get there early. You got to be there a couple hours early to get set up. Otherwise, it's a little dangerous. So if you're able to do that as well, could be a bonus. We'll take a break. When we come back, stats of the day. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Do you know why people love working at GS Construction? It's honest work. It's work that needs to be done. And we're really good at what we do. That's why GS Construction has been in business for over 50 years. We won't be wearing a top hat and tails, more like hard hat and boots, because we're heading underground to keep the water flowing in and out of your homes and businesses in Edmonton. GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and top men. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text VALUE to 780-777-7777 to start. That's VALUE to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Get the lowdown with Low Tide. Weekdays from noon to 2 on Sports 1440. He's seen it all and then some. From stats to stories, he breaks it down like no one else. Proud to be Edmonton sports leader.
Sports 1440.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back. LeadingEdgePhysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Everything is going to be okay. If you're feeling the weight of too much debt, you have options. I'm Dan Dickett, licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or a consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal will eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we've got your back.
Kickoff is coming August 21st. Elks, Blue Bombers at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Country Night presented by Innova. Dust off that Canadian tuxedo and bring the honky tonk to the field. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Plan for success in 2027 with help from the Co-op Grow Team. With the latest on-farm technology, our agronomists will work with you to gather and interpret soil samples, analyze data, and gain more insight into your fields. We offer local expertise and trusted advice to help you plan your inputs and prepare for the unexpected. Get ready to make data-driven decisions with Co-op Ag Zone Field. Make a successful 2027 crop plan to meet your field's potential. Talk to your Co-op Grow Team today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. OTR is celebrating 20 years on Jasper Ave. Join them Friday, September 18th to celebrate 2 decades of fun with Whale and the Wolf on stage. Book your table at ontherocksyag.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$247. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Head over, check out the Jason Gregor Show special, boosted as always. Also, the Lotto Max tonight, an estimated $55 million. Tomorrow, you got the Lotto 649 Gold Ball jackpot, $16 million. Check it out, PlayAlberta.ca. Remember to use your game sense. Whiskey River by Willie Nelson. From Oliver Andrews says, 5 Days in May by Blue Rodeo. Phil says, as one who laments the passing of Metal Monday, country music just isn't in my wheelhouse. However, as a young pup in the 60s, milking cows alongside my father, who insisted that the cows produce more milk with CFCW on the radio, there were a couple songs I could tolerate. Oh, Red Savine and Giddy Up Go, Marty Robbins and El Paso. With an honorable mention to the Highwayman and Willie's Line. Many a young maid lost her baubles to my trade. I'm a doper, not a roper. These words I do not know sometimes. And I'm out of my element. Like I said, you could, if you sent me in a song and were like, Johnny Cowboy and Where's My Beer? I'd be like, oh yeah, that could be a song. Whenever we do Thirsty Thursday, I just search beer in the system for like return music, and it's all country music. And it's fine. And that's the time we play music. Or if we go to Nashville. At that point, I always try to play Garth Brooks. So keep those texts rolling in. We'll do that giveaway, let's say probably 3:40 after the 2-minute warning. And I'll give you guys plenty of time to get down to the game tonight. Tickets up for grabs. You can also go buy them. Go Elks. And if you want a connection, I can send you my guy for tickets. Right now, we will get to the stats of the day brought to you by All Star Construction, founded in 2009. They continue to grow. They're hiring laborers, hydrovac operator, backhoe operator, gas piping technician, and more. Go to Indeed.com and search All-Star Construction. And I like to dabble, look at what happened on this day in history. And If you go way, way back, the great Bambino, Babe Ruth was the first player in the majors to reach 600 career home runs. New York defeated the St. Louis Browns 11-7 on that day at Sportsman Park. St. Louis Browns, I had no idea that was even a thing. So I started looking, what are some other crazy Babe Ruth statistics? We all know how good he was. In 1920, he hit 54 home runs. Every other team in the AL hit fewer than 54, with the exception of the Philadelphia Phillies. They also hit 54. He hit as many as the entire league. In 1927, when he hit 60, that was 14% of all the home runs in the majors that year. One man. His career adjusted on base plus slugging is 206, meaning he was 106% better than the league average over 22 years. The next closest would be Ted Williams, who was at 190. Also, the fields were bigger back then, the diamonds, the ballparks. So if you were to adjust it to modern day standards, it's about 1,000 compared to the 714 he hit in 8,399 at bats. Donovan, if you had to guess, for Hank Aaron to break his home run record, how many at bats do you think it took?
Oh boy.
I do this to Declan. It's unfair. Like there's no way you would know. So Babe, it took 8,399.
Okay. So Hank Aaron to break it. Based on the tone and context of your question to me, I'm gonna say it was something along the lines of 11,700.
12,364.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So you were ballpark. You
I
were
was somewhat close.
You were close. Babe Ruth also from 1915 to 1935 hit 714 homers. So in that span, the Boston Red Sox hit 712. Curse of the Billy Goat. Babe hit 43 against the Red Sox. Or sorry, while playing for them. So 43 of those were his actually. So yeah, it was pretty incredible. Then he went on to just crush it as a pitcher as well.
He was okay at the sport.
94-46, career ERA of 2.28, and a 0.88 World Series ERA in 14 postseason innings. So had to just throw that one out there. We also on this day saw that Michael Phelps. Well, it feels like almost every day in the summer you could find Michael Phelps doing something. But in 2004 on this day, he won his 6th gold medal. And it kind of made me remember, like, that guy used to eat a lot of food. And the 8,000 to 10,000 calories daily getting into his peak for Beijing in 2008. Sometimes he went up to 12,000. This was his breakfast. 3 fried egg sandwiches with cheese, tomatoes, fried onions, and mayonnaise. 1 5-egg omelet. 3 slices of French toast with powdered sugar. 3 chocolate chip pancakes. A bowl of grits. And 2 cups of coffee. What are you tapping out after, Donnie? Because I'm thinking after I have those 3 slices of French toast, I'm probably out.
Yeah, three slices of French toast is probably a nice breakfast for me. I think that's a nice breakfast for, I'll say, 90% of the population.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a cup of coffee as well.
Yeah, you could. I'm not a coffee guy, so I would add in OJ, orange juice. But yeah, that's a nice quality filling breakfast for 90% of the population.
Well, Phelps needed the caffeine, right? So
yeah.
Then he'd probably go work out, do his thing. Then he goes for lunch. He would have a pound of pasta with 2 large ham and cheese sandwiches, mayonnaise, of course, on white bread, and energy drinks. Again, needs that caffeine. Then for dinner, 1 large pizza, another pound of pasta, often carbonara or tomato sauce, with more energy drinks.
How did this guy have abs? I genuinely think that if 99.9% of the population ate like that, now granted, obviously he would have worked out like an absolute machine, but still, even if you're working out as much as he probably did, I still think 99% of the population would be 500 pounds.
Yeah, they say it's tough to out-eat or outwork a bad diet.
Yes.
But this guy had to. And I mean, we see this all the time. The NFL draft combine, there's always that guy who gets famous because they say, oh, he gained 25 pounds in a month. And this is what he did. He blended up a pizza into a milkshake and crushed it every day. Michael Phelps, that's what he did to stay energetic and, be as good as he was. After retiring, The diet significantly reduced his caloric intake, obviously. Got away from the high-calorie processed foods, and now it's more greens, fish, chicken, and vegetables. He's essentially Declan now.
Yeah, I mean,
Keeping it clean.
he sounds exactly like Declan. The career also very similar to Declan's.
Declan was a ranked swimmer. Did you know that?
I did know that.
He just didn't have the frame of Michael Phelps.
He didn't have a lot of the same things as Michael Phelps.
Triple Cena Truck says Michael Phelps used to smoke a lot of weed as well. Probably how he could eat so much. Well, that probably wouldn't hurt. Get a little snacky every once in a while.
Even if you used to puff, like, I don't know what's an absurd amount of cannabis, but if you went like the equivalent of like a pack a day of smokes in terms of cannabis, I'm sure you wouldn't need to eat that much.
No. But
like, that is next level. That's disgusting. I couldn't imagine that.
That could be a topic for those that do partake in the vitamins. What's the snacks you go for? Michael Phelps, crushing pizza, a couple sandwiches, a lot of pasta. Doing it probably as healthy as you can. We got a text here from Garth Vader. Look up Rube Waddle if you want to laugh. So I looked up Rube Waddle. He was notably unpredictable. I'm wondering if this was the funny part. He had a long-standing fascination with fire trucks and ran off the field to chase them after them during games on multiple occasions. He once left a game to go fishing. He would disappear for months at a time during the offseason, and it was not known until he was discovered that he was wrestling alligators in a circus. He was easily distracted by opposing fans who held up puppies, which caused him to run over to play with them, and shiny objects, which seemed to put him in a trance.
So is this guy just the first example of like the worst OCD known to humanity, or ADD?
I really
ADHD?
don't know.
I don't remember.
I mean, he's an MLB Hall of Famer.
This guy must have had the most severe case of ADHD ever recorded.
No, it was the Old Timers Committee that got him in.
That's incredible.
He
Thank you for texting that in. That's
won
awesome.
the Triple Crown in 1905. 1 wins. He was a 6-time strikeout leader. This guy kind of rules. He just wanted to do it. Like the fire truck one's a little interesting, but like seeing a puppy and then be like, you know what? This would make my day much better. I'm just going to go play with it.
So, since we were talking about ridiculousness and diets and all this stuff, and have you ever looked up Babe Ruth's diet?
What, cigarettes and hot dogs or whatever?
Well, yeah, but his daily routine included a heavy breakfast with steak, eggs, potatoes, and whiskey, followed by repeated consumption of hot dogs and Coca-Cola with porterhouse steaks and an entire apple pie.
Back when men were men.
Back when men were men. Babe Ruth ate well over 10,000 calories a day and was basically, if today's athletes ate what Babe Ruth ate, I don't know if they'd be able to survive. A pint of whiskey for breakfast.
Team nutritionist would absolutely hate them. But it was funny because I don't even know how we got on this topic yesterday. Like, typically when I walk in for the frenzy, the guest host, whether it's Schlemko or Laddy Schmid previously, you know, the G-Man, it's a quick interaction. Hey, have a good week. Talk to you later. With Sean Bell yesterday, somehow we got on the topic of like pregame meals. And we were like talking about the traditional stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you can't forget the ice cream bar at the end." So that's a luxury that I think would be pretty cool. John G, who are you guys talking about with the OCD? Well, we don't know, you know, if it was technically what it was.
Yeah, we don't know.
It was a Rube Waddle, RUBEWADDELL. Triple Cena Truck sounds like a real life Bobby Boucher. Well, it was a really good pitcher. He got the job done. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll be joined in studio by Wanye Gretz of Don't Call It Oilers Nation, Daily Face-Off Edmonton. But first, a Sports 1440 update with Donovan Paulson, brought to you by Go Auto. Shop over 17,000 vehicles at goauto.ca with 31 new vehicle brands and 73 locations to choose from. Find your car at goauto.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
The Double E, they're hosting the Blue Bombers tonight at Commonwealth Stadium. Elks looking to go 8 and 3 on the season. Kickoff going at 7:30. There's a full 15-game slate in the majors tonight. The Jays, they're in the Bronx taking on the Yankees. The bullpen game with Mason Fluharty starting. They face Cy Young candidate Cam. Let their first pitch going at just after 5 o'clock. Catch the game on the 1440 AM dial after the conclusion of this very show. In Edmonton, the CPKC Women's Open, Brooke Henderson, she is sitting in a tie for 15th at 5 under par. And of course, the Royal Mayfair. Coming up right after the break, we're joined by Wanye Rats. I'm Donovan Paulson. That is your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
1 in 3 Canadians aren't getting enough sleep. Let the Brick help you sleep better for less. Save 40% on the Sealy Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get sheets starting at just $49. And buy one pillow, get the second one for just $10. Plus, take up to 55 months to pay with no interest and no money down. And with next day delivery in Edmonton, you can start sleeping better right away. Some conditions apply. OAC. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Crispy caramelized edges, a pillowy, airy center. Meet the new Papa John's Pan Pizza. Made with Parmesan and Romano cheeses, Papa John's special garlic sauce, and Italian seasoning, all baked directly into the bottom of the crust for a signature golden finish and crispy, savory crunch. Grab a medium pan pizza for just $16.99 today at your local Papa John's. Order now in the app or at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Thinking about switching vehicles? Think Subaru. The Subaru Crosstrek was named the 2026 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV. And once you drive it, you'll understand why. With impressive fuel efficiency, legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, and generous ground clearance, the Crosstrek is ready for your Monday commute and your Saturday adventure. This month, take advantage of loyalty rates as low as 0.49%. So, before you decide your next SUV, come experience the Crosstrek for yourself. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Get in now for the power play and $75K VIP prize. Imagine taking your seat as the Oilers hit the ice, hearing the roar of the crowd with every goal, every save, every moment all season long. Plus, score 75 grand and be in to win the $2.4 million grand prize show home in Cameron Heights. VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Change lives. Win big. Be mighty. Buy now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Work. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at Cantor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
304, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. The Lotto Max tonight, an estimated $55 million. You can get your ticket at PlayAlberta.ca. Also, head over to the sports section, check out the Jason Gregor Show boosted specials. We got some NFL, some CFL, and some weekend-long CFL as well. 3-game parlay. Check it out, PlayAlberta.ca. Remember to always use your game sense. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson. We've got Mackenzie McLennan here, and now we bring in from Oilers Nation, Wanye Gretz.
Can we do that?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. What am I, Supreme Court judge?
Does anyone own it? Can I buy that name?
Oh, that's murky. Someone stole our social media within like 2 seconds of us changing our name.
That's weird.
And now they're mocking us.
Well, you know that was going to happen.
Well, you know what? Did you know there's many companies that changed their name and it went great?
Yeah.
Remember when Pizza Hut changed their name to The Hut? Because they wanted to focus on wings.
I did not know that.
You don't say meet me at the Hut?
No, but I remember Panagopoulos becoming Panago.
What about when Zuck turned Facebook into Meta? And now Horizon Worlds doesn't even exist.
Twitter to X.
I'll never say X.
Me neither.
Hey, X me. I'll re-X that message. Never.
Makes no sense.
No.
We created new words for Twitter.
Yeah.
And now we just let it go? No.
No, it's Twitter.
We ain't doing that. So, okay, well, I'm going to call you that.
I would appreciate it.
And if all of a sudden I get a cease and desist from someone, then I'll change my ways.
If one day I don't show up, you'll be like, I wonder if that's what happened.
That new guy with the account said stop doing it.
Yeah.
Where did they steal the name? Like X, Twitter,
all
Insta?
of the above.
Really?
Like bing, bing, bing.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That person had a plan. I would look out for like inside trading. Like someone had inside information there and made that move.
I think it might be
quick.
a bot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like if you change your name and you have a lot of followers, it takes a while to kick in. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh, take all the names that were popular, change your name and clone them.
When you say bot, you like, I don't know what a bot is, to be honest with you. So like, because if they're mocking you guys, it's got to be a human, right?
It depends, right? I mean, a bot is just basically like a computer program designed to talk about certain things.
We don't need that.
You can always tell there's a bot, Connor, if you click on someone who's lipping you off. Like people lip me off on the regular. They tell me I'm the dumbest boy in school. I say, is that right? And I click on their name and they always have 0 posts. That's a telltale sign you're dealing with a bot.
It's all replies.
Yeah. And like no real account. This is on Insta.
Yeah.
I mean, X, it's pretty easy. They have like a 90-digit numerical code after their name. That's a telltale sign.
At Oilers Nation, we have shut down. Still dead.
That's what it says?
Dead. Those are their posts.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What's their avatars? Does it still say cheeky words?
It's Gretzky. Looks like he's had a few. And then their header, the big picture on the top is McDavid crying.
Ah.
We'll see how that goes for him.
Was a hard week.
Yeah, no doubt. I've seen a lot of Oilers Nation stickers around town. People still repping. Throwback.
I think it's okay.
I think so,
man. Like, if there's one thing dealing with the Elks it's taught me, people don't care what something's called. Yeah, right, they don't care.
What? We get the text all the time. Even when they're winning the way they are. And, I mean, hey, you're involved with Elks Nation. I'm assuming it's going great. Young Ewan got his first post up there. I saw that yesterday.
Yes.
We'll look at Justin Rankin. So go check that one out. But game tonight, Wanye.
Yeah.
7:30 start.
Heavy.
Under the lights. Hard to beat that. A good Winnipeg Blue Bombers team coming in. I think you have to factor in with some of their losses were to, a competitive Western division, but they got Claros coming back from the neck injury.
Yep.
Brady Olivier, as we had Eddie Steele on, and he said, he's got the ankle issue. He's not practicing. He's just suiting up for games, which is probably a benefit for the green and gold, but got to be ready for this one tonight.
Absolutely. I think that the season of turnaround continues, right?
Mhm.
Like, there's no reason to think they can't win virtually any game on the schedule at this point. Would you agree?
Well, Winnipeg, yeah, for sure. When I look at, like, if you think down the road here, so I think Saskatchewan's still going to be a tough one, even though like they just lost to Hamilton. Anyone can beat anyone in the CFL, but Montreal looks like a unit out there. That's a solid team.
No doubt. I just, relative to past seasons past,
Yeah,
where you're like,
100%.
"Ugh," looking at the schedule. Now I say play the games, baby.
Yeah, and like you see Winnipeg, you see Calgary, who off and on. And it's so funny. We had some really cool advanced stats that were sent to us by Rick Walter, who joins us on Mondays, former player from Three Down Nation. And it was like Vernon Adams. We were praising him. He had 20 touchdowns, no interceptions. But who had the most, like, highest percentage of passes that could have been or turnover worthy plays? Vernon Adams. Like, so a lot of what was going into it was just luck, DB's not catching the football, things of that sort. So you got Winnipeg, you've got Calgary, 2 straight games. Is a sweep possible? It's very tough, but crazier things have happened at Labor Day. So yeah, I mean, they've got, I would think, a lot of winnable games ahead.
Totally. And I think that, like, in the community and off the field, things are continuing to improve. I was at the last game. The attendance looked quite good. The lower bowl density was good. I would give it a thumbs up good rating.
It was funny. We had a couple cheerleaders in yesterday.
Come on.
You saw that Megan and Sydney, they've both been with the club for 7 and 9 years. And like, I asked them both, the fans, and they're just like, you get kind of emotional, like, to see people back in the seats.
Totally.
It's not just their parents. They kind of
Is that what they
joked about,
said?
So like, to have more and more people coming back here, and it's not just the players that notice it, it's the cheer team, the staff, like, it's really good. And then the vibes before the game at the tailgate are incredible. So it's going good. We just needed to continue to go good.
No doubt.
Right?
But turning the ship, at some point you start to see some results. Right?
100%. Yeah. And then, obviously we've praised the powers that be, the Thompson family, Chris Morris at Hervey, coaching staff, it's trickle down effect. Everyone's been put in the right position, and they've got the right players, the guys who want to be here and want to be here to see this thing turn around.
No doubt.
It's awesome to see. And the game tonight should be great. We asked you for a chance to win 2 tickets to the game, your favorite country song of all time, because it is country night. So what goes into country night? I'm assuming a lot of cowboy hats will be out there. I'm assuming a lot of country music will be played, country themed things. Ryder will be hosting, right? Do you have a favorite country song of all time? Are you a fan of the genre?
I love country music.
Okay, so you should be looking at the text line, because I don't know any of these songs. I don't know if they're real or not. People could be punking me. What's yours?
I like old country music that you sing when you're at like someone's house in the garage at 3 a.m. because like your one buddy finally gets the aux cable, or the Bluetooth in 2026, and all of a sudden it's like George Strait or Alabama or like old stuff like that. Bar music, right? It harkens back to when you'd go to country bars in the city.
Oh, Cowboys?
Wow.
Or
Nashville's, right? I mean, there's lots.
Yeah.
But
Oil City Roadhouse.
You would hear country at the bar, and that's when it grew on me.
I don't have any, like, if you looked on my phone, I've got almost every genre.
Yeah.
Except country. Like, I might have some Taylor Swift.
Garth Brooks?
Not really, no. I can tell you no Garth Brooks.
Really?
Yeah. It's not really been my thing.
Kenny Chesney?
No.
Dixie Chicks? Now the Chicks? See, there's another name that worked out great.
I think I do have some Dolly Parton. That'd be about it.
Like what, 9 to 5? You listen to it on the way to work?
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Get yourself psyched up?
Well, actually, what's like old country, like from the 50s? I think I do have some of that.
Like Johnny Cash?
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
You got Johnny Cash?
Yeah.
Okay. He made the playlist?
Well, it's not even like a playlist. It's just, I wish I could just go by genre, and then I could, like, Jolene.
Oh yeah.
Islands in the Stream, does that count as country, or is that
Kenny
pop?
Rogers? Come on now.
I will have to go through it. I'll play some of my old country that I have, but I kind of like that style a little bit more.
Shout out to Dolly Parton. She's under the weather. She's
Is
not
she?
performing. Yeah,
Oh.
well, God bless her heart.
She's one of the best.
And she's getting up there.
Yeah.
And she doesn't look a day over 40.
Yeah.
But she's had to cancel some shows.
Oh,
Dolly,
yeah.
if you're listening.
If long shot.
You never know. We're available on all sorts of apps. I hope you feel better.
Wouldn't it be awesome if she just called in?
Yeah. Of course I'm listening.
Feeling great, Wanye. Just have a little tickle in my throat.
Oh, bless your heart, Dolly.
Yeah, it would be cool. 1-833-401-1440. We're also talking about some interesting athletes back in the day, how things have changed with diets and such. Rob texted in, Guy Lafleur was smoking 2 packs a day when he was scoring 50 in the NHL, winning the scoring race, also drinking seriously every day, pretty much. And you have heard the stories with how much has changed, like your 2000s NHLers going out partying, having a good time. Not as much anymore, maybe a little more homebodies, gaming, things like that. Not all of them, but still, things have changed. And yeah, we had one come in, Rube Waddle. Could have been Waddell. And this was a listener said, you got to check this guy out. He allegedly, Wanye, was a little bit different. He would get distracted by fire trucks. People would bring puppies to games, and he would leave to go pet them.
Oh boy.
He went missing once, and he was found in a circus wrestling alligators.
Oh no.
And once just left a game to go fishing.
What year was this? 1863?
Well, he played he was born in 1876, passed away in 1914. He was a baseball Hall of Famer, got in by the Old Timers Committee.
That's one of them Civil War babies, right? They had lots of tin. They'd be eating out of tins all the time, Connor. It'd scramble their eggs. Too much tin.
That's what we thought it might be, but very interesting. Dixieland Delight by Alabama.
Alabama's unreal.
That sounds south.
Is this text line lighting up with country fans being like, how can you forget Brooks and Dunn? How can you not include?
Well, not like no one's being critical of me because I think they realize that I might have some say in the pick.
Plus, you're so nice.
I try to be, pay it forward. But I think there's probably some people wondering, like, what's going on? The Folsom Prison concert, was it a concert by Johnny Cash?
Do you know that story?
Well, yes and no.
Johnny Cash is so badass, and he just went and performed in Folsom Prison and just sang for all the prisoners. Like, that hadn't occurred to anybody until this point.
Wasn't there a reason he did it? Like, he had spent time in prison or something?
It might have been community service.
I mean, there's something to it. And somebody will text us.
Still very ballsy, very iconic moment.
Just to have those guys on your side.
Come on now.
They just want to show. Favorite? Okay, now the text line's going crazy. My Maria, that was actually one of Mackenzie's favorite ones.
Yeah.
That was featured in the latest season of Shoresy, or second latest. He sings it to a girl. Not Shoresy, but one of the young kids. Merrill Haggard, Waylon Jennings, David Allen Cole.
All these songs just remind me of being in a country bar. So I have such fond memories of like My Maria watching. Like country bars, kids today don't get it. You'd watch people line dance. You would watch people like square dance and country dance. Like it was quite a spectacle. Even if you weren't a country fan, you had to go to a country bar because it was so busy.
Are you a line dancer?
Certainly not.
No?
I mean, I went to grade 6, phys ed. I can Cadillac Ranch at gunpoint, but it'd take a lot.
Oh, yeah, the Cadillac Ranch. It's been a while. Maybe we'll see that tonight. I'm sure we will at the Elks game.
Everybody knows it because it's mandatory in phys ed for junior high kids to learn that dance. We don't need algebra, but we need that.
Yeah, to do a social dance, right?
Come on now.
Cowboys twice a week, Pillman said. No, not twice, just once.
What nights? Thursday, 25
Just
cent
Thursday,
draft.
yeah.
Never go back on the weekend?
Only if a pub crawl went through it. That was my... But we went on pub crawls quite a bit. We had a guy, a Hot Rod.
Oh, Hot Rod Power Pub Crawls.
Yeah.
Come
so
on now.
If he had one, like, well, hop on. Had some friends who worked with him, but Thursday night, 25-cent draft. I could never drink the draft immediately. I would have to have like a couple normal beers to stomach it. But fun nights there. Good time.
Unreal.
And I grew up on the West End. So like for me, it would be like a elementary, junior high, high school reunion when we were 20. Like, hey, you come here too? It was always a good time.
Unbelievable. I used to work at Nevada Bob's. Remember the golf store?
Absolutely, yeah. Just off Stony Plain Road.
And so I worked there starting at like 14, right? I got a job super young, and I was doing grips and doing shoe retreading or cleating. And I thought that I was on the PGA Tour. Like I worked in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
We were all colleagues. And the manager and the other people at Nevada Bob's were like, we're going to Cowboys on Friday. We know a guy who can get us in. And I was just like, this is unbelievable. I'd never heard of it before at this point.
Were you 18?
No.
Over 14. Okay.
Well, statute of limitations has run out. I wasn't 14, but I wasn't 18. That's for darn sure. And they're like, are you going to come with us? And I think they just assumed because I was tall and I was working in a golf store that I was much older than I was, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. And I'll never forget going there and just being like, oh, man. Like it's 7:01 p.m. Like it's not even remotely busy yet. And we walked in and I got in there and there was no one in there yet, but it was like Friday. And I looked around and I was like, this is a magical place. I will return. And then I left. And then it was like 3 years or 2 years more until I went back. But I was like, Cowboys in the West End is the most fun place in the world.
Good time. We went there because, 1920. One of my buddies had his birthday there. And we showed up at about midnight. Bouncer's like, hey, man, I'm going to be honest with you. You're not going to get it. Way too busy. The line's big. Like, don't even bother. So we're like, all right, thanks for telling us. We'll go to Santana's. Remember Santana's?
Oh, do I remember Santana's?
Yeah, that was the experience. I don't think I've been scared at a nightclub like Santana's.
I remember one time getting off a pub crawl bus and very blurrily finding myself standing at the Wood in a bar and saying to the bartender, "Man, Cowboys is slow." He goes, "You're in Santana's." I was like, "Oh no!" And I had to go figure out how to get into Cowboys because Santana's was like a collection of lost souls.
Yeah,
eh?
it was. You would just see the most random people there. There were some leather couches. I remember, like, nope, not sitting on those.
No,
no thanks. Anyways,
good times.
Great times.
Good times.
We'll talk some sports when we come back. We're going to
Sure.
talk to Ryan Paton of SiriusXM NHL. Of course, we got games going to Europe, a team in Europe potentially. The 99 Club, Connor McDavid, the lone member. We'll talk about all those things coming up next. It is the Jason Gregor Show here at Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz, Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan, sitting in, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos.
For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the one, yeah, we're out. Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
2006, we saw the launch of Twitter. JT was #1 with Sexy Back, and the corner of Jasper Ave and 118th was never the same.
On the Rocks, celebrate 20 years of OTR.
Friday, September 18th.
With Whale and the Wolf. Whale and the Wolf.
20 years of music and memories.
20 years of On the Rocks.
Friday, September 18th. Get in early. Jasper Ave and 118th.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Cantork has always been a forward-thinking company, but now that we've turned 25, I can't help but take a minute to take a look back. Thank you to everyone that's been with us along the way.
Lux Windows was founded in 1969 with 5 people and a dream. 55 years later, our team of experts cares a whole lot about building and installing the best possible windows and doors. Because Lux is not just an Alberta-made product. We're one big Alberta-made family. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred, made in Alberta.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Get in now for the power play and $75K VIP prize. Imagine taking your seat as the Oilers hit the ice, hearing the roar of the crowd with every goal, every save, every moment all season long. Plus, score $75,000 and be in to win the $2.4 million grand prize show home in Cameron Heights. VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Change lives. Win big. Be mighty. Buy now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Portion of this hour brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmar compact equipment, machines built tough for the jobs that don't quit. Get your Yanmar compact track loaders with ASV PosiTrack at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It's 325. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight, the Lotto Max, an estimated $55 million. PlayAlberta.ca. You can go grab your ticket. Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz with you here. We've got Donovan Paulson and Mackenzie McLennan keeping things going here on the YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch stream. Get the text in 1-833-401-1440. We got about 25 more minutes before we give away our pair of tickets to tonight's Elks and Bombers game. Simple question to 1-833-401-1440. What is your favorite country song of all time? Because it is country night. There's going to be a lot of country music if you're heading down to Commonwealth this evening. Again, about 25, 35 minutes before we pick a winner there. Now let's go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. The most wanted menu items from around the world have landed in Canada. Now the McDonald's World Menu Heist at select restaurants. Hurry in before we have to give them back, only at McDonald's. As we're going to talk some NHL right now with Ryan Paton of SiriusXM NHL. Ryan, good afternoon. How are things going?
Doing well. How about you? I was trying to think of my favorite country song, and don't ask me that because I don't have one off the top of my head, but that's a really good question. There's so many of them. Anyway, I'm good. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing this. And I will say for me, like, I am not the biggest fan of the genre. I haven't given my favorite. Do you like the music? Is there a few to
I
choose
do.
from? Or are you,
Yeah.
you have,
Yeah.
you have
And that's probably just even made me look worse that I don't know the actual, like, one of my favorite ones. But I will say this, just actually thinking about it off the top of my head, this one goes back a bit. Bottoms Up by Brantley Gilbert. I'm just going to
Okay.
throw that out there for anybody in case they like that one. So yeah, no, I do like the genre. I was into it more a few years back, but I don't know. Maybe I have to get into it now. Maybe there's a reason that we're talking about this right now. So
Yeah, it could be
it's
fate.
good. Yeah, it could be. Could be.
I will say, like, I don't listen to it too much, but you go camping with friends in Alberta, country
Oh, yeah.
music's going to be played. So it does happen. It's a great genre, just not one that I particularly dip
Yeah.
into. So we'll see how it goes. But let's talk a little hockey. In the NHL, making some news this past week, announcing that the Oilers and Boston Bruins will be playing over in Germany, not this year, but the following year. Are you a fan of NHL teams going over there in the regular season?
Yeah, and I think probably the easiest explanation for that answer is I'm just all about promoting the game and outside of North America. And Europe's been I mean, how many great Europeans have been in the league forever, and how many ones now, and Sweden, and you name it, all the ones that have come over to play in North America. So it's all about growing the game globally. And since the league has been doing a lot of these different things outside of North America, I mean, you just see the fan base. And what I love about it too, and is that, when, for example, Leon, I mean, he's going home, right? So it's just to have that opportunity. It's one thing to play for your country at home. It's one thing to play for your country at the Olympics, but it's another thing to play for your NHL team in front of the home crowd. And I think that just really sits so nicely with all these players that have a chance to. I'm a huge fan of it. Grow the game, go anywhere you want in the world, because I just think where the league is at right now and where it's going, this just fits perfectly into their plans. So yeah, I can't wait to see it. And for example, for somebody like Draisaitl to get a chance to do that it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I think maybe, like, don't look at how big he is in Germany. I mean, he was the flag bearer at the Olympics. Like,
Yeah.
that is a huge honor. And for an NHL player to do that really kind of speaks to what he's bringing. And yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be a few Edmonton Oilers fans booking those flights out to Cologne to try to
Oh,
take
yeah.
those ones in for sure.
Oh, yeah.
with that topic, Ryan, we've heard people bring up expansion to the NHL, and I know the NFL said they plan and it will happen eventually becoming international. To me, that people hear that and they think Europe, but I think Mexico City would count. They do very well when they have games down at the Azteca. So, do you think the NHL would ever look at that as an option? Like, hand up, I like the idea to grow the game worldwide. I don't know if that means we need a team in Europe, but what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. And that's with all due respect to the idea. And I think it's a great I don't see that. I don't see that happening for a couple of reasons. One is that there's a lot of obviously North American cities that want a team. I mean, Houston has been in the works and been in the discussion for a long time. I know years ago when they were kind of going through the latest expansion teams, a number of years ago, Quebec was in there in Canada, so that was one. And we've seen what happened in Vegas, and we've seen what's happened in Seattle, and just different things how they play out in North America. Also, too, I mean, you got to think about if that does happen in Europe, the travel. I understand that it's nice to go over to play, but you need to give a day or two before, you need to give a day or two after to accommodate all of that. So I just think that that's also something that the league would, more so the players would probably think, okay, it's a bit of a grind, it's a bit of a grueling trek to do that, although it would be terrific. But I just think there's so many things that have to be put into place, and you would have to really sell the idea to the PA in order for that to happen. But I just don't feel that's on Gary Bettman's radar right now.
Ryan Paton of SiriusXM NHL joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley, Wanya Gretz sitting in. And just on the topic of expansion, we've seen these pro leagues right now. 32 kind of does seem to be the magic number, but with the expansion fee, and we know this is a business, is there a number you think they would want to cap it? Like, would 34 be okay?
I think they're going to go to 36, and I think it's going to happen within the next 10 years. I've been hearing rumblings about that 36 number. You mentioned the cost. I was looking at this the other day because I remember when Columbus came in and Minnesota came in, and I think I have this correct. I think the fee was 80 million or something like that, and now it's just quite 100 times more than that, billion times more than that, right? So, but that tells me that the NHL is in such a great spot financially. It's in such a great spot on the ice. The talent that we see and you see, and all the listeners and viewers are seeing it on a daily, nightly basis in the league. The quality of the game is extraordinary right now, and I think that's such a great eye test for any potential owner that wants to bring a team in. I will say this: if the league is expanding, which it is going to. And again, I may be off with the 36, but I don't see that as far-fetched as maybe some people think. You need to have as many Ryan Smiths as you can. You need to have as many people behind the expansion or behind the new team like it is in Utah. Just have that quality of a hockey fan, and have somebody who just lives, breathes, and bleeds, and everything to do with the game and everything to do with the team that they own. So, I think. But if it gets to 36, again, I'm not going to say it is going to get there, but I do believe that I think in the next decade we'll see that. You have to look at a cap at some point. I do, but at the same time, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. No, I'm just going off on a tangent here, but hope you don't mind. But
no
if it's Bettman. And if it's the league, and I mean, who knows how long Gary has left, right? He's getting up there in age, and the growth that he has helped the NHL get to is extraordinary. So why not keep expanding? If the consistency of the game is where it's at, and if it's going to increase, if parity is going to continue, if revenue is going to continue, if the cap is going to continue, if fans continue to go, why wouldn't you? From a business perspective and a business point of view. And there's owners out there that have all this money and that they want to do it. So again, could it be capped at 36? Maybe. Could it keep going? We'll see.
When you said we need a bunch more Ryan Smiths, Ryan, just to let you know, I thought original Ryan Smith.
Well,
I'm like, boy, we do. That guy is a can-do guy.
You know what? Yeah, bring him at any of the teams right now. Bring me 100 Ryan Smiths, and we'll be good.
We got a text from Pillman too. They need more Ryan Smiths on the ice as well.
Yes, that's true.
A Smitty on their roster. So Ryan, let's just for fun. let's say there are 4 more markets. Okay, I'm thinking Arizona because they want one back in the desert. Atlanta, Houston, Quebec. What would be your 4 markets if they ever did get up to 36?
I would agree with you on all 4, and I would push the heck out of Quebec. I would push getting another team back into Canada. And for those that remember the great games and the rivalry between Quebec and Montreal, it was extraordinary. And I do believe that could be again just right up there with some of the great matchups that we see in this day and age of hockey. I know Texas is a hotbed. It's a hotbed. And so, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not going to say anybody else because I've been thinking about those 4 teams in those 4 places as well. I wish Gary had expanded already into Canada. I really do. I don't have any intel on this. I've met Gary Bettman a number of times. I've spoken to him. I've had him on different shows, and he's been, great with his discussion. And I've never really come out and asked him, hey, how come you haven't gone the Canadian route again, kind of thing, right? So I don't know. I don't know if there's something with the U.S. that he wants to keep doing. Seeing some of the positivity that's come from a lot of those expansion teams. I'd love to see it work again in Arizona. I really would. It's too bad it didn't because of all the uncertainty. But yeah, I'm with you with those 4. I think that would be a great force to get up to that 36 if we did that.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, if you had a Ryan Smith type owner in Arizona, I
Yeah.
think it would work. That's the key. Is Ryan Paton joining us here
Yeah.
on the Jason Gregor Show? Connor Halley sitting in. Ryan, just a few more before we let you go. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw that athletic poll that was released yesterday, but it didn't look too fondly upon the Edmonton Oilers and their management staff. And I said it yesterday. I'll just share my thoughts quickly. Like,
Mhm.
yes, they haven't won a Stanley Cup and with McDavid and Draisaitl, and that is not a great result. But you've also
Right.
been to 2 of the last 3 Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
From afar, what have you thought of the job that the Oilers management team has done the last couple seasons?
I'm a believer in this. I'm a believer in that any management team or group of any team in any sport, take the 4 major ones. You do as best you can to assemble the best team that you think will win on a nightly basis and ultimately win the Stanley Cup. And that's a great point that you made. Edmonton did make it to the Cup final, okay, in success. So that's only 2 teams get all that way. 1 team goes all the way, but only 2. So you got to give them credit, I think, where credit's due. But all the job needs to be done, and the onus is on the players on the ice. So I will look at Edmonton, and with 2 of the best players in the game, they haven't been able to get it done. Again, the teams that they have faced in the final, yeah, very tough. Panthers were hard to beat. Any team would have had a tough time getting by Florida. I think they've done okay. I think some of the contracts haven't been the best. I don't fault any player to sign any huge contract because at the end of the day, it's the owner offering that contract. And all of us would say absolutely. Now, with a contract comes pressure. I get it. And then if you don't, if you don't can just play up to that standard that you're expected now with the contract, money's always going to be spoken of. I'm so curious as to what's going to happen with the team this year with the head coach. I mean, you guys have talked about it, and it continues, and it's going to continue on from all the way through till the end of the season. What Babcock and what the impact or lack thereof that he's going to have on the team, but I think the onus falls on the players. And I do believe that in the next couple of seasons with McDavid, right, with that contract, like it's go time. I mean, it's been go time since he's been in the league, but it's really go time now. And if something doesn't happen, if they don't hoist Lord Stanley, I firmly believe that he is not going to be back in Edmonton.
Ryan, thanks so much for doing this today. Really appreciate it. Enjoy what's left of summer. I know we're going to be back at the rinks sooner than we realize. So enjoy the time, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Connor. Pleasure.
There you go. Ryan Paton covers the NHL with SiriusXM NHL. Goes around the NHL. Brought to you by McDonald's. I think I set a record. I said NHL like 13 times there.
It's a lot of NHL.
A lot of NHL. Trav texted in, said, guys, second Toronto team over either of these failed Southern teams. And my question, just like, let's say you got a Hamilton, whatever it might be, 17,000 person stadium. Are people ditching the Leafs? Like, is there people from that area that maybe hate the Leafs? I don't know.
You know what billionaires like? They're like 2 things: monopoly and yachts.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Leafs, why would you give up your monopoly? Like, there's just no amount of expansion money that would make it worthwhile for the Toronto Maple Leafs to split their market in 2.
Stroud followed up. That's my goal, to split Leafs Nation. So if that's the plan, then yeah, that could work. Sean also texting in, no reason Toronto / the GTA can't support another franchise. I'm just like, if we go back in history, the Anaheim Ducks came to the market of Southern California. They're not the Kings, but they got in there. I have to go like Giants and Jets in the NFL were playing in different leagues that combined. NBA had the Knicks in New Jersey, who became Brooklyn, but started, I think, far enough away. In 2026, I just don't know. Is there enough fans that would be like, I'm done with Toronto. I'm going to go support the Hamilton Hammers or whatever.
The Hamilton Hammers.
I think, isn't that a team now?
Remember when the gentleman who owned BlackBerry was going to move? Was it the Penguins to Hamilton?
Was that
It's in the
before,
movie.
before Sydney?
It's in the movie. Before Sydney.
Was it before he got there?
But when they were doing poorly. And the BlackBerry was the bomb. Yeah, Jim Balsillie.
Balsillie, yeah. The Hammers are the AHL team. The Hamilton Hammers. Can't use that name. But that would be my biggest question. Would there be enough fans to go out there and support that team? You'd have to win over the younger generation and raise them as insert team name fans here.
As the game continues to evolve away from being like ticket driven, and the NHL is still really ticket driven, right?
Mm-hmm.
National TV deals are of more and more importance because regional TV networks are going away.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about like Atlanta, there's some of these American markets that they're thinking about putting teams in. Understand that the regional TV deals that used to support the Braves, like remember TBS?
Oh yeah, before Peachtree.
And now a lot of those channels are going away, and the teams are having to take over their own broadcast rights in some instances.
It's crazy. It kind of like, it sucks that we were talking about that last week with the Gregor, and I said NHL has to step in and like force them to have a TV deal, a local deal.
But if you can get all your games on a national channel, or if it continues to evolve and you get all your games through like an NHL app,
yeah,
right? The revenues keep climbing, even if the revenue source changes. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then if it's like, oh, well, what teams are going to do well in front of a national audience on a streamer in the future, that changes things considerably. Like a Quebec team would probably do unreal if it was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. So text comes in here, and this is one of the things I was bringing up. Jordan says, how does New York do it then? Like with the Rangers and Islanders?
It's just 20 million people, man.
That's it.
Right.
Population. What's the distance between the rinks there? 24 to 32 kilometers, depending on your route. I guess you could look at Yankees Mets as well.
Yep.
The Yankees were around forever, right?
Chicago with two baseball teams.
Two baseball teams. When you're a big enough city and enough time passes, you can build up that fan base. But I don't know. They've had no competition, right? That's been the team.
If you put a team in Europe, say or the NFL, do you sign some like monster TV deal for the continent of Europe as a result? Like, can you get all of a sudden Sky TV in England to give you £1 trillion British pounds because you just put a team in London? And could you go and do a similar deal with like Barcelona FC's cable company? Like the amount of TV money in Europe might make it so crazy that you actually do it one day, like Goodell said.
I hate it.
Why?
The concept of going to Europe for
Global,
the NFL.
baby.
It's like, why? Why do we don't need, you're billionaires already.
Think of how fun NFL Europe was, Connor.
Name a team.
Exactly. Now let's go do it for real.
I mean, hey, it got guys going. Kurt Warner played there, I believe.
When you watch the Olympics, when you watch the World Cup, to me, it's obvious that there's a certain even heightened level of amazingness above a World Series, even a Super Bowl. We should aspire to that for all the sports, I think. Having a global NFL where all of a sudden 80,000 people in Munich are cheering against 80,000 fans in London, that's good for the game.
I like it. I mean, I like it as a one-off. I like it as a one team has to go. But when you're flying 8 hours to go play one game, then fly right back to the West Coast.
What if there's a European division?
Well, you still have to go play over there. Like, so would you go for a month and play 4 games straight, like cycles? But then eventually those European teams have to come across.
What if you invent a new type of aircraft?
You need a train, a speed train.
Or like a Concorde is put back in play.
Yeah. I think you just need to not do it.
No.
That's my take. What we need to do is take a break.
Okay.
When we come back, I think we'll get to Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. It's your last chance. Oh, yes. MTR is using what I said, too. Does the Premier League try to expand here? No. Conversation done.
Didn't they just try to put together a global soccer league that was going to eclipse everything that got shot down in the name of greed?
Everyone hated it. Because, no, I think it was being built for greed, and then it got shut down for the people.
Try and try again.
Text in your favorite country song if you want to go to the game tonight. Elks and Bombers will pick one winner coming up next, and it is the 2-minute warning. Here on the Jason Gregor Show, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
The Chicken Parmy Burger. McExtreme pulled pork, garlic and black pepper chicken McNuggets, cheesy bacon McFlavor fries, and the Stroop Waffle McFlurry. You've scrolled them. You've screenshotted them. You've never been able to order them until now. This is the McDonald's World Menu Heist. The most wanted menu items taken from around the world, now in Canada. Get them while you can. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade: safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street. Or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Like the off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Core Golf Magazine rated the ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
To you, a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience, All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Or it's about a heat pump to help you heat and cool. Call Legacy. Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save on Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save on Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Looking for a tasty lunch? Papa John's has got you covered. Get a small 2-topping pizza for only $9.99 with code S999 at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$350, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Head over, check out the Gregor Show daily specials. Boosted, of course. Remember to use your game sense. Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz, Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan with you here in the Sports 1440 studios. You can always reach us, 1-833-401-1440. Still to come on the show, Dave McCarthy, Spec. We got LT, a.k.a. Low Tide, a.k.a. Alan Mitchell, a.k.a. his other name, we won't bring up. We'll keep that on the down low. A.k.a. the DL. Also, we're going to be giving away some tickets to the Elks game right away here. All you have to do is text in to 1-833-401-1440, your favorite country song of all time. Someone had said Patsy Cline, and you know what? If I search up my library right now, Patsy Cline, you know what I got? Oh, I hope it doesn't play. Walking After Midnight and Crazy. So I got a couple songs there. So those would be my favorites. Back when country was country.
I went to the Johnny Cash, June Cash play at the Citadel. I can't remember what the name of it was. Probably Johnny and June.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, Johnny, you've got pills in your country boots. You got to knock it off. I'm like, man, this guy was ahead of his time. It's like the 1950s.
He was having a good time.
He was having a great time.
Should we get to Taylor's 2-minute warning?
Let's do it.
You know what that means. I gotta find the liner. You think I had this memorized by now? But
Johnny, all those pills in your guitar case, Johnny. What are you doing? Oh, June.
That's what it was?
Yep.
For 2 hours.
For 2 hours. Singing.
Oh, sounds great. Speaking of great, let's get to Campaigns 2-minute warning. Brought to you by Lazy Heating and Cooling. Where their rates never change. No OT charges, furniture repair and maintenance. Do it now, lazyheating.ca. Of course, every day you're on the Jason Gregor Show. Cam Tate sends us his 2-minute warning. And on Friday, it's read by Jason. Both Jason not being here. It's read by me. So, Donnie, let's play some music. CBKC, Women's Open, the 2-hour special. Folks, look at me. No, seriously, look at me. Do I look like a guy who knows anything about high-end country club lawn care? Don't answer that. But my goodness, have you seen the leaderboard at the Royal Mayfair this week? The scores are so low, I think the golfers are actually underground. They aren't just making birdies, they're making the rest of us feel like we're playing a hockey stick in a frozen orange. And the crowds in Edmonton, unreal. We've got that CPKC energy vibrating through the river valley. Thousands of people, millions watching on television. It's fantastic. It's electric. It's the kind of energy that makes the local coyotes think about retiring early just to avoid the noise. He pauses as a classic Letterman-style double take and turns toward the producer's booth. Connor, let me ask you something. We've got the greatest golfers on the planet right here in Edmonton. We've got athletes hitting 300-yard drives and taking 40-foot putts like it's a casual Sunday stroll. So why, and I'm asking for a friend here, why does every other major golf event get 4, maybe 5 hours of coverage? But for this one, the network acted like they're running out of digital ink. 2 hours, that's it. You get 2 hours of coverage. It's like being invited to a 5-course meal and being told you have to finish the steak and the cheesecake and the time it takes to sing "O Canada." And don't even get me started on Sunday, the final round. The tension is building. The leader is lining up a championship-winning putt on the 18th green. The drama is speaking, and bam, they cut off the feed. Gone. They cut us off to show a rerun of a documentary about the history of the stapler for a commercial for a lawnmower I can't even pronounce. I'm sitting there with a cup of black coffee, smelling like beer, Edmonton grit, screaming at a television, and then suddenly decided I've had enough sports for one day. It's high stakes botanical cosmetic surgery out there on those greens, folks, and we're getting the Reader's Digest condensed version. But hey, raise a cup to that grounds crew. They're up at 4:15 with tweezers and flashlights. It's making sure the grass looks better than my Sunday suit. If they can stay away for 20 hours, surely then we can find more than 2. Camp dates, 2-minute warning. Yeah. I mean, geez, I don't necessarily know the business behind it. Obviously, we know some of these PGA events are massive right now. You're kind of in the playoff with the BMW Championship. The network is devoted to it, so they're not going to go away from it. But I don't know, Tater. I will agree with what you're saying. The course looks amazing. Have you seen the social media post about the bugs? The mosquitoes one, they have been a problem.
Have they?
Yeah. They're all talking about it, bro. Like, yeah, they're bad. I mean, you golf. I golf occasionally. I said it earlier on in the show, like, you're lining up a shot or putt, and you get that little, like, a little thing. Kind of drives you crazy, though. Apparently, they're facing it, like, a lot down there.
I play a fair amount of Victorian at Riverside, because I live in the River Valley.
Mhm.
And let's not pretend that I need a more difficult golf course to shoot my desired score. The easier, the better. The amount of bugs down there this year are crazy. It's when you're about to hit and you look up, Connor.
Yeah.
There's a cloud of them over your head. That's when you know you're in the real thick of things.
What's happening?
Thick of things.
Now, just quickly here. If you did send us a text, make sure you put your name on it.
Mhm.
We can add to the system so we don't have to bug you again, but then we can improve your chances of being selected. We might have some CPKC. Why is it so hard for me to say tickets to give away? Well, J-Bone, if you want to send orders, maybe we can find them home for Sunday.
CKCC?
CPKC?
CPK, what the heck does that mean?
That's the tournament.
CPKC?
Yeah.
What? What's the full name?
CPKC.
Huh?
Oh.
The letters don't stand for anything?
That must be a couple. Or something. Canadian Pacific Kansas City?
Kansas City?
The holding company?
What?
Yeah.
Remember when the NHL had that year where it said ORG packaging on the boards?
No.
Remember that ad? It was like in Chinese characters. I was like, what am I supposed to do? I want to support every NHL advertiser. How do I do it? Do I rent a car? Do I buy a scooter? I never figured it out. What do I do here with Kansas City blah blah blahs? How do I help?
I mean, they're from Calgary, so you can go down to Calgary and support them. I know you
Kansas
love
City.
that. Well, that's just in the name. 2 Royal companies merged. There you go, Kevin. You ask and Kevin will tell you.
Kevin.
Kevin.
You always know.
CP and KC merged. So there is your answer.
That's ridiculous. Imagine a company changing its name like that, Connor. Whoops.
Loser behavior. Jeez. Just joking.
If I was from Calgary, I'd pretend I was from Kansas City too. But look at me, I'm from Kansas City.
Well, NPR says Kansas City Holding Company. There's a joke in there somewhere. Yes. That might have led to a Super Bowl. Here or there. We got the 2 tickets sent to us from J-Bones for the event this weekend. So maybe we'll do another giveaway in the show. Will we stick with country or will we ask something else? Time will tell. Wanye, pick a time between 2:10 and 4 o'clock.
Aww. 4 o'clock, it's in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, don't pick 4 o'clock. Don't pick 3:59.
Right now?
Pick a time.
3, what?
Just pick a time.
3:58?
You can't do that.
I don't understand. Isn't there only a 2-minute window here you're telling me to do?
Oh, between 2:10 and 3:58.
Oh, just pick an endpoint.
Yeah.
Oh, backwards. I thought you were trying to give me the same between now and 4 p.m. I was like,
No.
what on earth? 2:48.
All right, let's see if anyone texted in at 2:48. Oh, only one person did. I wonder if he knows it. Cat Dad, drinking problem by Midland. Cat Dad, you're going to the game tonight.
Cat Dad?
I just need an email.
Aren't you glad I didn't understand what was happening?
And Cat Dad, let me know if you want the parking pass. If you can get there by like 5:36, we'll send you the parking pass as well.
You gotta get the parking pass, Cat Dad.
You gotta do it, Cat Dad.
VIP Cat Dad.
Text us, let us know, and we'll get those away. And hey, oh, Cat Dad can't go to the game.
Oh, but this big with the parking pass?
Do you have any other time you liked?
Yes. 3:08. Oh, that's a good one.
Scrolling down to 3:08.
That's a good time. I remember it like it was 51 minutes ago.
No one did.
Okay.
Now, they might have, but they might have checked it in recently.
Price is Right rule, closest to without going over. Who was the next text?
Keith, Pirate Flag, Kenny Chesney. Keith.
Oh, Kenny Chesney. Did you think my tractor sexy?
Yeah.
You remember that track?
No.
What?
I might check out Pirate Flag because that was Keith's favorite song. So Keith, I have your email here as well. We can send you those tickets. If you are listening, you're going to confirm that you can go. Please tell me, can you use the parking pass as well? If not, we'll find someone going to the game who can use it.
Gotta use the parking pass.
You have to. That's how I'm going.
Kenny Chesney won you the parking pass.
He did, but not the song. Music. It was Pirate Flag.
You're off because I said sexy?
No. No.
It's a real song, I assure you.
I believe it. That was probably really risky for Kenny to put that in the title.
Kenny Chesney in that video wore a sleeveless shirt and a very young Wanya who was just going to the bar. I'm like, I'm going to wear a sleeveless shirt like Kenny Chesney. And then I went out and someone said to me, why are you wearing a sleeveless shirt? And I went to my car and changed.
Is Kenny a little bit slender?
It's hard to tell in a mid-90s music video.
Hard to tell. Roundtable. We'll talk some hockey and football and baseball with Low Tide. 5 questions. We got Spec. We got Dave McCarthy and Wanya's World. It is the Gregor Show, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Right now, we'll get to a Sports 1440 update with Donovan Paulson, brought to you by Hire Good. We solve real problems for businesses while creating real impact. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take the pressure off your team. Go to HireGood.ca. Hire Good. Stable jobs create stable lives.
The Sports 1440 update.
Your Double E, they're hosting the Blue Bombers tonight at Commonwealth Stadium. The Elks looking to go 8-3. Kickoff going at 7:30. There's a full 15-game slate in the majors tonight. The Jays, they're in the Bronx taking on the Yankees. First pitch flying at 5:05. It is a bullpen game with Mason Fluharty starting for the Jays and Cy Young candidate favorite, that is, Cam Schlittler for the Yanks. Of course, you can catch this game after the conclusion of this very show. Only AM feed. Only. In the CPKC Women's Open, Brooke Henderson sitting in a tie for 15th at 5 under par. And the Canadian on top of the field is Anna Wong. And she is in a tie for sixth at 8 under par. Coming up next, we got the roundtable. I'm Donovan Paulson. That is your Sports 1440 update.
1440. Stingray Radio Station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Crispy caramelized edges, a pillowy, airy center. Meet the new Papa John's Pan Pizza. Made with Parmesan and Romano cheeses, Papa John's special garlic sauce, and Italian seasoning, all baked directly into the bottom of the crust for a signature golden finish and crispy, savory crunch. Grab a medium pan pizza for just $16.99 today at your local Papa John's. Order now in the app or at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
At GS Construction, we won't quit until we find a way to get the job done. And the right person makes all the difference. We're looking for our next superintendent, an experienced leader ready to take on the role. Because while GS Construction is building the water, sewage, and drainage systems Edmonton Edmonton communities rely on, the superintendent is building up the team. If you know how to keep a job site safe, productive, and moving, we want to hear from you. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
Now through Saturday. Don't miss the VIP Overstock sale at Wolf GMC Buick. They're seriously overstocked with over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. Explore the entire inventory right now. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. Plus, employee pricing continues. And during the VIP Overstock sale, stop in for even more special incentives. Hurry, it ends Saturday at Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
They say if you look good, you play good. So why not upgrade your golf wardrobe at the Leduc Golf Club Pro Shop sale? They're slashing prices on all your favorite in-stock gear. Grab a new pair of shoes, a new glove, or pick up a fresh polo and accessories for up to 20% off. Don't wait. This sale ends soon, and when the inventory is gone, it's gone. Gear up for less at the Leduc Golf Club Pro Shop.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. From weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Big Lotto Max tonight, $55 million. Get your ticket, PlayAlberta.ca. And then tomorrow, you got the Lotto 649 Gold Ball Jackpot, $16 million. Remember to use your game sense. Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz, Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan with you here. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. We will get to the roundtable, but got a text in here. No name. Can't believe you guys didn't know that the Canadian Pacific Kansas City is a national railway. Duh. Kind of a big part of Canadian history.
Well, I'm well familiar with CP. Sorry, I'm not up to date on my train mergers. How long have they been with Casey? I've never even seen a Casey train car traveling the tracks, and I'm often caught at a train crossing, and I stare at all the train cars and curse them. I've never seen a KC.
From what I'm reading, and I know someone will tell me if I'm wrong, the railway is owned by Canadian Pacific Kansas City Limited, known until 2023 as Canadian Pacific Railway Limited.
Well, here's what I tell you, Connor. Sometimes people make you change your name.
2023. Do you know what I was doing?
This?
Getting married, getting fired. I wasn't worried about railway names, personally.
I love railway history more than the next. I do. I have train. You want to hear a nerd story, Connor, on the air? Yeah. I have train share certificates from the early 1900s framed, and they're hole punched to indicate they're no longer valid, but they look cool.
Sounds cool.
It is cool.
Trains are cool.
Trains are cool. They're original plane.
No doubt about it. Once we do get the tickets in from J-Bones, he's just driving. Shout out J-Bones. Very nice of you to donate tickets to this event. We'll do something else to give those away if you want to get out to the Mayfair this weekend. Bring your bug spray, but watch some outstanding golf. It looks immaculate. Right now, though, let's get to the round table where we throw things over to Mackenzie Donovan. They'll throw some topics out there. We'll debate, discuss, and have a good time. Mackenzie, would you like to kick things off today?
Hold up. Whoa.
Your mic is on, so we're picking all
Yep.
this up.
Yep.
Oops, hold up.
Okay.
Do you want Donovan to go first?
Yeah, Donovan needs to go first.
Donovan, kick us off.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll kick her off here then. I guess things are going a little haywire on the technical side on the back end.
It's all
here
good,
for us on the
gang.
Do you
stream,
guys want
but-
us to kick things off?
No. We got it here. We're hanging in there. But I wanted to pan things over to, for myself. We always talk about teams kind of in the NHL in particularly stuck in the middle and being kind of in that mushy, directionless point. And teams that get caught in that conversation space would be the Nashville Predators, the Detroit Red Wings, the Seattle Kraken. You could make a conversation about maybe the LA Kings are in there as well. There's a couple others. But I think the team that I look at and say, this team is the most pointless and directionless and I don't understand what they're doing, is still the Nashville Predators. I don't understand the point of what they did in the offseason. Like the Seattle Kraken, I know we talk a lot about why they stink and they don't have a star player, and there's a lot that's gone wrong with that team. But the Nashville Predators, they went out and got, objectively, I think what they did was smart. They got good players, but they're still exactly where they were in that mushy middle, and they didn't really improve. Like, what is a guy like Maverick Bourque's a good player, but is he really going to put you over the top? I don't think so. So that's what I'm bringing to the table today is the Nashville Predators are still delusional. I don't understand how they think that what they did in the offseason is really going to put them over the top. Wow, you acquired 2 third-line players and overpaid both of them, and then you acquired Maverick Bourque, good top 6 forward, but he's a support cast member at best.
Yeah, I agree with you, Donovan. Because yes, Maverick Bourque is a young player that has a lot of potential. Steven Stamkos obviously is getting older. Roman Josi as well. It doesn't feel like they're doing enough. And the Athletic had them as one of the most improved teams.
Which is insane to me.
Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of sense because really the only addition they had made was Maverick Bourque, and I don't think he's that game breaker, unfortunately.
So their other offseason moves included Jack Drury, third-line center. They gave him way too much money. And Jack Drury is probably a fourth-line center on most Stanley Cup contending teams. Ross Colton, who did nothing last year. Nils Höglander, who I don't think's any good. Alex Kerfoot, congratulations. And that's basically it. Like, I just don't understand what the direction of this team is. And you bring in Colorado's former GM, and you're still hopeless.
I guess if I had to go counterpoint, they started the season, 6-16? Finished the season over 500.
That's exactly what they did the year before, too, though.
So if you find, so do the Oilers, right? Slow starts happen. It's a thing. Yeah. They show that they can play good hockey. And sometimes the belief is enough to just keep you on that track where it's not doing quite enough. So I think there might be a little delusion there. They got to cut out those streaking. They had winning streaks, but they had losing streaks as well, which got in the way. Stamkos did heat up, right? Had a pretty good season.
From December on.
Yeah, it took a while for him to get going, kind of maybe change the narrative about him. But I would agree with you. I think that if you look big picture, despite that they did turn the season around and kind of get a little bit better here, you're still in that Central Division, and it is so tough. And you have to ask yourself the question, is it better to, stink for a few years and then kind of rebuild up with young talent? Or do you want to finish 4th, 5th in division, maybe wild card, with the potential to get knocked out every year in the first round? So, yeah, I think that it's an uncomfortable discussion. It's probably something they don't want to do, but for the long-term good of this franchise, I mean, maybe a little bit of a rebuild, retooling couldn't have hurt.
To bring back the old segment on the Gregor Show from the previous station, tell me I'm wrong, or the old, 5 questions iteration, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that they are not just a glorified San Jose Sharks, the old one, where they just held on to players like Timo Meier, Logan Couture, for way too long and stayed as this bubble / just middle of the road, pitiful, directionless franchise. I think they're the exact same thing. You hang on to these old players. Timo Meier isn't old, but you're just hopeless.
Yeah, and you got Philip Forsberg now, who's 32. He's going to be under contract till he's about 36. Steven Stamkos is 36. You're paying $8 million for another year. Yeah, you guys give kind of good credit. The Maverick Bork deal, I don't mind at all. Jack Drury, we'll wait and see. But if I was a Preds fan, I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting hyped up for any long playoff runs. Let's say that.
All right, my turn?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Mine today is fantasy football punishments have gotten out of hand. It's too much. Today I saw a guy, he did like a full dance performance like on stage with like an entire group, and it was all like choreographed and stuff. And yes, it's fun and it's funny, but like you're asking these people to like take so much time out of their day. Like, who has the time to do that? Me as like an adult that doesn't have any kids or really any responsibilities other than work. I'm just like, I can't even fathom. Or like the people that have to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House and eat however many, and they don't get to leave until they're done. Like, I see how it's funny and how it adds to your league because you really, really don't want to finish last. But like, who can actually take the time out of their busy schedule?
See, Country Mac, what you're forgetting, because you're not married. I'm not married, but you're not married either. Most married people want to get away from their spouse. And if you're like, hey, I'm your annoying husband, you know how I'm always talking about fantasy football, and the wife's like, yes, I know. He's like, I'm going to go live in a Waffle House for 24 hours. 80% of women would like their husband to go live in a Waffle
I don't know.
for 24.
If
See,
Dylan came to me and he was like, I have to go to Waffle House and eat all of this food and I can't leave, I'd be like, no.
Call me year 10.
I
though.
don't think so.
Year 10 of marriage, you're like, get out of here. Go for 2 days. Go for a week.
I think I have to disagree with you on most of these. Because I think most of them, like, there's the exceptions to the rule. Like, the one where you have to donate your stuff and then there's a potential baby involved. Those ones are ridiculous to me. I'm not going to get into any more than just the potential baby making ramifications. Like, that's ridiculous to me. I know some people make their losers do that. I don't know if you've heard of those ones. No, they make them donate their
they make them go to
their
the clinic.
formula. And
I think it's a medical term. I think we can say it.
well, okay, well they make them go to the old clinic and donate it, and then there's a baby that pops out afterwards. I know some people do that. That is way too far.
Who does that for real?
I don't know, but there's people I know that's actually a punishment that some sickos do.
I've been
that one's
tricked
too far.
many times by social media content. Many times.
I know that.
I don't believe it.
I know that's one that some people do. I've seen it. I've read about it. It scares the hell out of me. Ours was simple. It was shave your head if you lose. I think that's simple. I think that's clean. I think it's awesome. Don't lose. It's just that simple. Now, like, it can go too far in a couple instances, but outside of maybe like the sickos who do stuff like that, I'm game. Like, just don't lose. If you don't want to eat 24 waffles, just don't lose. Don't suck. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a loser. Don't draft bad players. It's that simple. This is coming from somebody who hasn't finished last, and I'm sure I'd have a different tune if I did.
I was gonna say, I mean, your first round pick goes down. That can be tough to overcome. I will say, like, I feel like in this social media age, we just have people that do things because they want to get clicks and they want to get views. Like, the first one I ever remember was a guy had to do with the chandelier. Sia, was that her name? He had to recreate the music video, and it was just like, it felt organic. It was just a funny punishment. And then since then, everyone's like, oh, we got to one up it. We got to go viral for our punishment. And I feel like it's just gotten out of hand. If I was in a league and someone said, we're doing a punishment where you have to donate things, that'd be crazy. But like, even like the Waffle House one, I think it's so dumb. I think they're all dumb. I got into fantasy sports for the love of the game, but I don't love fantasy sports that much to the point where if someone said this is our punishment and it was something like extremely embarrassing, I'd just say no, I'm good. Have fun, boys. Find someone else. I don't love it that much. The fire's gone.
Like, I'm just gonna say, my league that I'm in, we don't do a punishment. We just, like, the winner gets to dunk on you for basically like 8 months. Just be like, I am better than all of you, and we have a little trophy, and you get to keep it, and like we get it like engraved.
I thought you
So,
meant
like-
literally dunk on you.
Yeah.
Sick.
No, like they get to dunk on you for a year.
A dunk tank would be
and,
fun.
Like, and then you get a trophy and it's bragging rights. Like, that's what fantasy sports is supposed to be, is like bragging rights and winning the pot. Like, I don't see the point in being like, shave your head. Like, if somebody asked me to shave my head, I would leave.
That's different. I don't know. I see the shaved head as like the ultimate punishment.
Might be different for you and Mackenzie though.
Yeah, of course, very different scenarios. But in an all guys league, that's like the ultimate punishment. That it fits the crime.
I won my league. I don't think I've dunked on anyone. I'm like, hey, thanks for the money, boys. Talk next year. That's like why I don't get like, I'm not comparing me winning my fantasy football league, but the Florida Panthers. But when they were just like dunking on the Oilers for 6 months, I'm like, you won. Why are they in your head? Go celebrate at the Elbow Room and party. Like, celebrate with your fans. I don't know. It is what it is. I won with Baker Mayfield. No big deal, Well, what do you want me to say?
If I was in,
Give me my money.
I would assume your friends think you like have inside information for fantasy sports. And they're like, no fair, Connor is working in the game.
Well, I don't. I won one of my other leagues back-to-back years, got really humble, next year last place.
So humble, the GOAT.
We don't punish in ours because it's always our buddy Jeff, because he only drafts players with funny names from Lance.
Jeff. That's so Jeff.
Jeff. Like, what funny names? I wonder whomst. Did you see Peyton Manning's son complete his first pass in high school football? The guy's name was something Cornbread.
Oh, no.
Johnson.
Did he zip it?
Name, Cornbread, name. Rolled out to the right, threw it a little low, but has some of the Peyton mannerisms as well after. We'll take a break here. What's a fun question? You know what? Well, on the topic of Mackenzie's thing there, fantasy football punishments, if you want to go to the golf this weekend, tell us what you think, what your league punishment is. If you don't have one, make it up. I'll never know. We've got, I believe, tickets for Saturday and Sunday to give away. We'll do that as well. 1-833-401-1440. Fantasy sports punishments. And just one more time, big shout out to Jay Bones for sending the tickets. We do appreciate it. We'll take a break, coming back with Low Tide here on The Gregor Show, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
The Chicken Parmy Burger, McExtreme pulled pork, garlic and black pepper chicken McNuggets, cheesy bacon McFlavor fries, and the Stroop Waffle McFlurry. You've scrolled them. You've screenshotted them. You've never been able to order them until now. This is the McDonald's World Menu Heist. The most wanted menu items taken from around the world, now in Canada. Get them while you can. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
1 in 3 Canadians aren't getting enough sleep. Let the Brick help you sleep better for less. Save 40% on the Steely Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get sheets starting at just $49. And buy one pillow, get the second for just $10. Plus, take up to 55 months to pay with no interest and no money down. And with next day delivery in Edmonton, you can start sleeping better right away. Some conditions apply. OAC. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Get in now for the power play and 75K VIP prize. Imagine taking your seats as the Oilers hit the ice, hearing the roar of the crowd with every goal, every save, every moment all season long. Plus, score 75 grand and be in to win the $2.4 million grand prize show home in Cameron Heights. VIP deadline is midnight tonight. Change lives. Win big. Be mighty. Buy now at mightymillionslottery.com.
Edmonton, thinking about your next SUV? Think Subaru. The Subaru Forester has earned an IIHS top safety pick or higher for 20 years in a row. Add legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and the 2026 JD Power Canada Best Residual Value Award among compact SUVs, and you've got an SUV that's built to protect today and hold its value tomorrow. This month, take advantage of loyalty rates as low as 0.99%. Come test drive the Forester at your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Portions of this hour brought to you by eWay, helping you finish your electrical products or projects is their goal. From pot lights to electrical panels, the gear you need is at ewell.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ewell.ca, your partners in power.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It's 426. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Connor Halley, Wanya Gritz, Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan with you here on the old AM dial. You can listen live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Radio Player Canada, or watch us on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. And if you want, go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. We always appreciate it. Morgan texting in, as someone who's won multiple leagues, not bragging, just context. This punishment thing is dumb as hell. I don't even brag. I just accept the congratulations and the money, if there is any. The punishment one is funny. JP says, full equipment, hard laps around West Edmonton Mall rink while everyone watches. That would be kind of funny. When they do like open time and you just go with their full equipment, rip around. That's pretty good. Todd McDonald says, best punishment I've seen was the guy who had to sit outside the old Rexall Coliseum busking on a 5-gallon pail with a sign that said, please don't give me money. This is my punishment for losing fantasy football. Made me laugh hysterically. That was, please don't give me money. That's key. If you want to go watch some golf this weekend, down at the Royal Mayfair, J-Bones donated 4 passes Saturday, 4 passes Sunday. Tell us your fantasy football punishment. You like it, you love it, you don't, whatever it is, we're going to give those away, and we'll just need an email and full name, and we'll do that about as soon as we can here, just to make sure we move that on. Right now, though, let's get to the oil report brought to you by Go Auto. They've donated more than $27.2 million to local charities and take pride in supporting the communities where they live and do business. GoAuto.ca. We're joined by Alan Mitchell, the host of the Lowdown with Low Tide, also writes at The Athletic. Al, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm very well. It's warm out there. I know that automatically think it's going to be a big time storm tonight, but I'm liking the warmth. I feel like it's a little bit fall. The leaves are turning, but this feels like a really nice bonus. And a Friday night that is this nice. I'm glad there's a football game.
Oh, I was driving here today and I saw a yellow leaf on a tree outside my house. What do you make of that?
Well, it's like it happens. It's not what we look forward to, but we know what's coming. And along with that are skates, cutting ice, and puck setting sticks and bowls being scored. So it's good and bad, but I mean, I'm not looking forward to the cold, man. I tell you, as you get older, you really feel it more, but I'm looking forward to the hockey. So
You're right. You know just what to say.
Now, when you were in your rotisserie baseball league, was there a punishment for failing last or finishing last?
No, you know, it was the way back then we were more humane than people are now. So you were, if you were out of it by mid-season, you were just waiting for the hot prospects to come up, and you'd use your fab money to get a player like Vladdy Guerrero Sr. or whatever. Then you were already playing for next year. So there was never anything like that. There's sort of, I mean, we did, you know, cruel physical things to each other, but nothing. There's no punishment for being bad at fantasy, whatever, because you know back then it was the early years. Everybody would have a bad year.
Yeah, we get that. We had Ryan Paton on the show earlier today from SiriusXM NHL, and we kind of talked about the thought of expansion in the NHL, and I thought 34 teams. He said he's heard rumblings, he's heard some things, nothing official, but like up to 36 teams. Do you think the NHL would go that big?
The question I have for you, and I'm not a mathematician, and I'm not going to figure it out live, but I think 36 would be easier. You'd have 6 divisions of 6 teams. So just from a structure point of view and logic point of view, it's probably easier to expand into schedules and that. But the other side of it is that's the 92 players that you've got to take from the AHL Europe and put into the NHL. So it would be a watered down product for at least a couple of years. And that's the downbeat. But, you know, I mean, if you say to the owners, you know, we're going to give out these 4 expansion franchises for X number of, you know, billion or million or whatever it is, they're all going to say yes. I mean, when was the last time somebody said no to free money?
Connor? Yeah, I do it all the time, Al.
Cool.
And then, you know, then I wonder, like, just with roster construction, obviously it's new players in the AHL, and heck, maybe some European players say, okay, this is my route to becoming an everyday NHL player, but you're also going to lose players from your own team. Like, that would be really intriguing to see how it would happen.
Yeah, every once in a while there'll be a, you know, put, hey, it's going to be an expansion draft. If you could protect, you know, 7 players from your team, who would they be? And it can be a nightmare. I mean, the Oilers lost Griffin Reinhardt, I think, in one expansion draft. But then they lost Adam Larson in the next one, which is like, damn, man, that was a lot to lose. So it's a real crapshoot, and fans initially think it's fun, but losing Larson really hurt this team. So you got to be careful about, you know, who your free agents are going into an expansion year and that sort of thing, because that particular expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken, they picked Larson as a free agent and then signed him, and it really hurt Ken Holland.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, people might have agreed with the Griffin Reinhardt one, like, okay, that's just a fresh break for both sides, all good. But the Larson one was big, especially with, you know, just a few years before that, losing Oscar Klefbom. Alan Mitchell joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley, one regrets sitting in LT tonight. You got the Oilers or the Elks and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers down at Commonwealth as the night 7:30 start. So, you know, you'll be hunkering down with the Ryan Ginger, ready to watch some football. What are your thoughts on this one? Because, you know, the Bombers' record not ideal. They're still above 500. We know how good they've been in the past, but the quarterback is finally healthy again.
Yeah, this is a great game for the Elks, I think, because, you know, they had those 2 losses in really tight games against good teams, and then they beat Toronto. And now this is Winnipeg's a good team, but I'm excited to see them play. I hope they can play well on both sides of the ball. You want to continue your consistency. They get a week off after this, and then they play 2 against Calgary. So I'm looking for, you know, Bouchard to continue his great year. You know, run the ball maybe a little more and have those receivers, you know, catch the ball and maybe some backyards too. Just a tighter, you know, more professional kind of offense. Not that they're poor, but you want to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what I've seen from Pichardo. You know, it's well documented. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the league. He's not pushing the ball downfield nonstop, but he has that zip when he has to squeeze it in there into, you know, zone coverage. Finding his guys, he's been able to do so. The running game has been, you know, honestly kind of stifled as of late. Just that Rankin's still getting his through the air, but would you like to see a little more creativity in the run game? Because we had Eddie Steele on talking about those outside runs, making the defensive linemen adjust in that fashion. It seems like that could be the next step for this offense to just get a little bit more lethal.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I'm not talking trick plays, but maybe just something that opens up the middle, or kind of a counter tray, or something that shows a little different look. The Elks offensively for 2 years now, they've been a little stale, like predictable, and I think that what you're talking about would be a really good idea, and maybe you get some other players into the game too. Not the Trey Ford way, but just a little bit different look, and maybe somebody you don't expect to grab the ball and runs for 10.
That Javon Leap just the rank in backfield. That's what I like to see. Last night we saw the Montreal Alouettes, but now whooping on Ottawa, and probably the least surprising thing we've seen. The Ottawa franchise right now, as bad as things were in Edmonton, could be worse. That's how bad it is. They're losing presidents and coaching staff, and moving on from players, losing football games in a bad fashion. On the flip side, the Montreal Alouettes clearly look like the top team in the CFL. Lots of football still to be played, but right now Montreal looking to a pretty safe pick to at least represent the East and then maybe even win the Grey Cup.
Yeah, I think the East is decided already, unless there's a lot of injuries. The West is not as decided. I think you've got Edmonton, for me, would be the team to pick right now. But Saskatchewan, they lost a game to Hamilton, but they're very good. But BC's coming up. We'll see Winnipeg again tonight. I think the West is going to be a tougher battle, but the East, man, the Alouettes are even when they make mistakes, they're aggressive mistakes. They're just a really, really good team, and their procurement is way ahead of everybody. They're absolutely loaded.
Alan Mitchell, the Lowdown with Lopez, joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in. LT, Philadelphia Eagles this year. You always ask me about the Chargers. Why can the Eagles win it all?
Well, I mean, I think that they're, a lot depends on Hurts, and he hasn't looked fabulous so far, and I worry about his arm, but they're a veteran team, and I think for them, the Chargers can never stay healthy, so that's hopeless. But I think if they're veteran, they got a lot of guys long in the tooth along the lines. If they can stay reasonably healthy, I think they'll be okay. I like the team a lot. I just, they're a year older. They played deep, a few years in the last 2 or 3. So we'll see. But I think they can, if everybody plays optimally, and especially Hurts at quarterback, I think they could win. And I believe in Howie. I feel like Howie's got a trade coming, maybe for a QB here in the next few months, just as a back up in the next man up. We'll see.
QB? Does that mean you don't believe in Jalen Hurts?
Well, I do believe
what you're saying?
He's not the guy he used to be. He's had some injuries now, and I don't think he's. Hopefully he's recovered. It's going to be kumbaya winter, but I feel like this is the beginning of the bloom off the rose a little bit for a guy who, he's not been perfect these years, but he's won a Super Bowl and got to another one. And so I really like him. I just worry a little bit about wins in the next couple of years.
Guy wins games.
Hurts in the next couple of years.
Don't worry about Carson Wentz. He's fine in a minute. Holding that clipboard. You guys have Andy Dalton too. What do you mean?
Oh man. Well, okay, all right, fine. One thing I'll say is Dalton looks like the most fierce quarterback. With his helmet off, he looks scary as can be. But if they're relying on Andy Dalton, I think we're having a different conversation.
What scares you about Andy Dalton? What makes him look so fierce?
Oh, I don't know. He looks like a man who would probably, rather, maybe put your head in one of the, I feel like he's a guy who could be violent. I just say it.
He looks like Archie.
He looks like Bizarro Archie is what he looks like.
He's actually got the beard now. That looks kind of cool. Well, you know what? He's still playing. That's impressive. 38 years old, hanging around here. And I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would love to have a guy like him in the room. Last question for you, Al. The last couple days we've been giving away Elks tickets, and with it being country night tonight, we were asking country theme. So your favorite Western movie and your favorite country song of all time.
Okay, favorite Western movie is easy. It's The Outlaw Josie Wales. Clint Eastwood is the star. It's a stunningly good movie. It has Chief Dan George for some Canadian content too. And the best country song of all time, I'll say "Crazy" by Patsy Cline, written by Willie Nelson.
Hey, that's on my phone. I have that. I got to put that line up there as well, just based on that.
I love it. There you go.
Thank you, Al. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right. Be good, boys.
There you go. Al Mitchell, the host of the Lowdown Food Pad. Joins us here on the Jason Gregor Show every Friday. Hopping on a little earlier today, though, because we're going to have Dave McCarthy hop on in his regular spot. Of course, we'll still get to Mark Spector, 5 questions, and more. We'll take a break, though. When we come back, it will be 5 questions with Don and Paulson. It's the Gregor Show here on Sports 1440. Streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Kickoff is coming August 21st. Elks Blue Bombers at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Country Night presented by Innova. That's off. That Canadian tuxedo and bring the hockey talk to the field. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Don't let rookies scratch your custom wheels. Evolve Wheels and Tires uses premium touchless equipment designed to protect your wheel and tire investment. Trust the enthusiasts at Evolve Wheels and Tires. Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride. Evolve your experience. Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home, so you better call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you. Legacy. Or it's just about a heat pump to help you heat and cool. Legacy. Cool with AC or cool with the heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling. For all your welding supplies, AWS Welding, located in Nisku. Their red stock storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
I'm Dr. Van Telia. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think, wow, great hair transplant. I want them to think, wow, great hair. Go to drvantelia.com and contact us today.
Ford employee pricing is on now. And you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store.
Unreserved heavy truck auction is next Thursday at 9 a.m. featuring triaxle, tandem, single-axle trucks including cab and chassis, decks, diggers, dumps, pickers, tractors, vacs, and service trucks. Info at maauctions.com.
Portions of this app are brought to you by 01 Hockeyology, Edmonton's home for elite hockey development, skating analysis, performance assessments, and year-round training at West Edmonton Mall. Elite hockey development at 01.ca. That is ZZERONE.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
444, welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight's Lotto Max estimated $55 million. Get your ticket at PlayAlberta.ca. Connor Halley, Wanya Gretz, Mackenzie McClellan, Tom Paulson with you here at the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. They say it's nice though, but we would no windows here.
Like maximum security prison.
Locked in. That's word. We are going to get to a spec shortly. We've also got Dave A. McCarthy of SiriusXM NHL and Milwaukee's World. But right now, let's get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick. The sleep sale is on now. Save 40% on the Sea Leap Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get sheets starting at just $49 and buy one pillow with a second for only $10. Only at The Brick and TheBrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
Already, fellas, Elks, of course, tonight, they're home again. The Bombers, of course, that game getting underway at 7:30. What do you think will be the score? Give us a score prediction and a bold prediction for tonight's game.
Go ahead, Wanya.
The Elks are a wagon. 27-24 victory. Bold prediction. Punt return TD.
Oh.
Can at home?
Javon Leake?
Woo!
That's a good prediction because I've gone out on an edge and said that a few times. Yeah, I said they'll win. I think they're going to cover the spread as well. So I'm going to have them winning by 8 points. So let's say in the CFL, Rouge is less common. 33. I'm going to change 33-24. So 9 points. We're doing math on there. Also, it's funny how Lopez, I'm not here to do math, and they just ripped off some math immediately after. Bold prediction. Defensive touchdown once again. But this time, let's go scoop and score. One of the big man touchdowns. That'll be my bold prediction.
I like it. That is a big one. That is a bold one. Number 2 here, fellas. If you had to give the Oilers one player on a PTO coming into camp, who would it be?
Well, I know that we had talked about this with your Chuck earlier on, and the name Curtis Lazar came up, and we got a little pushback about foot speed. I thought he's a 13th forward. If the foot speed is the biggest concern, then it's probably not that big a deal. A guy who's got some versatility could slide into the lineup here or there, and probably would be okay with that role. I think he'd be okay with that. I want to take a bit of a crazy one, Donnie P.
Yep.
And he's still out there. Patrick Lyon. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. Can he still snipe? We'll find out.
If I was the Mighty Oil, I would always bring in somebody like that on a PTO. Just for vibes. Bring in Patrick Lyon. Why not? Here's who I'd pick. I'm just going to hit you with some facts about him, Connor.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, step right in. Okay, first of all, elite draft position. You can't fake that. If you're a high draft pick, you're always or a low draft pick rather, you're always a winner. Part of a line, ice in his veins, champion in his current league.
Don't say it.
No, Yakupov. Bring him back, man. He won a KHL championship, even though the stats say he was injured for most of the playoffs. He has what it takes to get this team over the top.
The clear and obvious answer.
Nail Rail Yakupov. It is his middle name, I might add. It is.
How old is he now?
He's got to be 50.
So he's a vet.
He's drafted 2010.
Was that 13 or 12?
Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall was 10. Dude was 11, so he'd be 12.
A moment ago. He's old enough to win. He's seasoned.
Coming in about 32. He was the guy I always was like, if you could have that exceptional player status to play in AHL, he would have been what I used it on. Well, more work a little offensive game. But that was not a thing when he was around.
I think we failed him. He didn't fail the team.
I think there could be blame all around, but not Nail. What's number 3?
Number 3, fellas, the Athletics front office poll came out the other day. Where would you guys rank the Oilers front office?
First. Like everything they do on and off the ice. Best in class. First pick, Connor. Like Yakupov.
Actually?
Yeah, man. They're the best.
I'd say middle of the pack, probably. I mean, like I've said, you've been to two of the last three Stanley Cup finals. That's pretty good. But on the flip side, you've also had Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on your team in their peak, and you haven't won yet. Going up against the Florida Panthers is one thing. You could look at the goaltending that they brought in. Was it ever good enough to win a Stanley Cup? It was close. They didn't get the job done. But if I'm looking at this current group and I just look at that Tristan Jarry trade, it gives me a headache. And for years, it is going to. Even if he turns it around, I'm still going to think, like, but you still traded away Kulak, too. And you had to keep this goalie for years. And you lost a guy who's off the books the following season. He's going to need to have an outstanding season for me to ever live that one down, because it just stands out. So I'm going to say it's middle of the pack. But they're like 25th. And you got teams that haven't been in the playoffs in years, and that's a better management team, more team, more competent. I don't think so. So middle of the pack. I think the Athletic had them way too low.
I think Athletic is being fair.
The poll takes
the poll fans.
Yes.
The fan bases around the league, once again, getting it right. As always.
Sharks fans are pretty interesting. I bet they had, like, career number one everything. He's the best. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, fans always. Yeah, there's definitely some markets that I wouldn't. I don't know how they were so high, but that is beyond the point. Number 4. Of course, we've got some local golf happening with the CPKC Women's Open here in Edmonton. Willie Canadian finished inside the top 5. We currently, for reference, we do have one inside the top 10. She is tied for 8th in Anna playing.
Is she amateur status? She's only 17.
That is not a question for myself. I've not looked up if she is an amateur or
I
not.
don't think she is, actually, because we do have another amateur. Sure. Michelle Zine, who's 500. I'm going to say, I'm going to say between her and Brooke Henderson. Now, Brooke Henderson didn't have the best run today. 2 under. Fell back a little bit. But I think Brooke's going to go in for a weekend push here. She's going to fight through the mosquitoes and go on a bit of a run. And she's going to win it all. No, that's going to be tough. But top 5 is within the reach, I think.
Before I get to that, Connor, do you know what CPKC stands for?
No. Yeah.
Canadian Pacific Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody knows that. There will for sure be a Canadian in the top 5. Patriotism.
Let's get that patriotism going. There we go. If you could pick one European city to expand to in any big professional sport, what sport would you choose, and where would you put the team in Europe?
This assumes that there's going to be a division around it, because I wouldn't.
Yes. This assumes a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like you obviously had the NFL coming out and saying, this is probably going to happen here sometime in the near future. Where would you put any professional sport team? It assumes a lot of different things, like you said.
Well, I'm all about the Benjamins, so I would put them in London. Get that big money.
And what would you put in an NHL team, or what league would you put there?
Probably football.
Football?
Yeah. They would make so much money, man.
Oh, of course.
Like, everybody would be making $1 trillion next year.
I'm going to go NFL as well, because I want it to be an outdoor sport, so I can utilize some of these massive stadiums they have. Soccer fans, footy fans. Is it Camp Nou in Spain? 99,000 people. Let's throw an NFL team there. But for the vibes, we're also going to throw in Croke Park, Dublin. Those fans will be crushing beers tailgating, right? So you've got to stay in there. 82,000. You've got to take advantage of that. So that would probably be my top pick. Croke Park, Dublin. Irish people are great. I say that as someone who is part Irish, but I think that'd be a good time. So yeah, let's go with that one. Donnie, how about you?
I would want one. I know why I'd say this, but I'd say like a city like Prague. Beautiful city. I would lean more towards the landscape and just how pretty I find this city, and then I kind of go from there. Obviously, Prague, big city as well, but you could also make a case for a place like Madrid, or there's just so many possibilities. But I'll say Prague. It might be a little out of place based on how kind of classy and timeless that city is, but that's my first choice.
You said Pretty City?
Yes.
Have you been?
No. But you look at that city, and it's very pretty.
What about Monaco?
Monaco would be a cool one too. But Monaco would be so unattainable, I feel like, in terms of
football fans couldn't afford to go there?
No, but there wouldn't be enough fans, I don't think.
No. They do have a football team.
Yes, but would 99% of the world be able to afford it over there? Probably not. Because is that not the richest place on earth, other than Azerbaijan or Dubai or something like that? I know that place is ridiculous, Monaco.
Yeah, it is quite beautiful. Richard says, why PTOs are? Didn't we just have them just sign them? Well, no one else has signed them yet. There has to be a reason. Are you on PTO? Then you're not committed financially. Just try it out. I don't know. Congrats to Ethan and Sean. You guys are going to the golf over the weekend as well. Sean, you're going Saturday. Ethan on Sunday. Chris, they are rank the Athletic in the trash bin. Well, we love the Athletic writers.
It's digital. What are you throwing out your laptop and phone in this story? Maybe the trash bin.
Hypothetical, I think, is definitely what they need. 1-833-401-1440. Coming up in the final hour of the show, of course, we will talk to Mark Spector, take a look around the NHL and the CFL. I think he's actually going to be heading down to the game. Should be a fun one. Well, it's going to be great. Country night. We all love that. Then we'll talk some hockey with Dave McCarthy of SiriusXM NHL. Before we get to that, let's do a Sports 1440 update with Donovan Paulson, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Mike and his team at Northgate care about the community, and for the rest of August, proceeds from every vehicle sold will go towards the Summerland wildfire victims, only at NorthgateGM.com.
Sports 1440 update.
The Double E hosting the Blue Bombers tonight at Commonwealth Stadium. Elks looking to go 8-3 kickoff. Scheduled for 7:30, full 15 game slate in the majors tonight. The Jays, they're in the Bronx taking on the Yankees. First pitch going at just after 5 o'clock. You're going to see Cy Young favorite Cam Schlitter going for the Yankees. It's a bullpen game with Mason Fluharty starting for the Jays. That's, of course, about 5 minutes time. Catch the game on the 1440 AM radio feed only just after the conclusion of this show in the CPKC Women's Open. Brooke Anderson, she's hanging around. She's at 5 under par. You got Anna Huang. She's in the top 10, tied for 8 at 8 under par. Coming up next, it is Sportsnet's Mark Spector. I'm Donovan Paulson. That is your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Woodhouse. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your #1 air conditioning company. So when you can't take living in oppressive heat any longer, call Legacy. Call Legacy. Get your hot, sticky sheets. Keep you up all night. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you decide that you deserve to be cool and comfortable, call Legacy. Call Legacy. Nope.
And cooling. Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com.
1 in 3 Canadians aren't getting enough sleep. Let the brick help you sleep better for less. Save 40% on the Sealy Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get sheets starting at just $49. And buy one pillow, get the second one for just $10. Plus, take up to 55 months to pay with no interest and no money down. And with next day delivery in Edmonton, you can start sleeping better right away. Some conditions apply. OAC. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Chicken Parmy Burger. McExtreme pulled pork, garlic and black pepper chicken McNuggets, cheesy bacon McFlavor fries, and the Stroop Waffle McFlurry. You've scrolled them. You've screenshotted them. You've never been able to order them until now. This is the McDonald's World Menu Heist. The most wanted menu items taken from around the world, now in Canada. Get them while you can. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Plan for success in 2027 with help from the Co-op Grow team. With the latest on-farm technology, our agronomists will work with you to gather and interpret soil samples, analyze data, and gain more insight into your fields. We offer local expertise and trusted advice to help you plan your inputs and prepare for the unexpected. Get ready to make data-driven decisions with Co-op Ag Zone Field. Make a successful 2027 crop plan to meet your field's potential. Talk to your Co-op Grow team today.
Missioner Island Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Equipment Auction is next Friday at 9 a.m. featuring articulated dump trucks, backhoes, dozer, excavators, forklifts, graders, loaders, man lifts, packers, skid steers, telehandlers, turf mowers, plus commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
Portion of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all your residential needs. Call 310 Glass. Visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
Pro sports, local sports, minor leagues, you got it all. It's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.503, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight's Lotto Max, an estimated $55 million. Go check it out, PlayAlberta.ca. Remember to stay within your limits. Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz. We got Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan, keeping us on track here on the YouTube stream and everywhere else as we roll on through this Friday edition of the show. One more hour left, and we will get to Blue Jays baseball on the AM feed, taking on the Yankees. If you're listening on the streaming services, we get the Fox Sports Radio broadcast, and it's going to be a good weekend, I think, in the sporting world. In our city, great golf going on with the game tonight down at Commonwealth. Bombers Elks at 7:30 kickoff. Country night. Looking forward to it. I'll be heading down there with Brandon Douglas. I think the Duke is going to go sit in the stand. I'm going to hide out in the press box, but it's air conditioning is flowing. Air conditioning flowing.
Flex.
Well, you got to take advantage of it when you can. Right now, we will get to the spec report brought to you by GS Construction. They're hiring operators, pipelayers, and a superintendent. Work for a fantastic company that loves to promote from within with great benefits. Also, huge sports fans. Apply at gsconstruction.ca. Search careers as we bring in Mark Spector of Rogers Sports. And that's Spec. Happy Friday. How you doing?
Awesome, man. Getting ready to go to a football game. Just turn on the Jays are about to start. You're right, man. And there's lots going on this weekend, sports.
Have you got a chance to get out to an Elks game so far this season and do the whole tailgate?
As I get off the air here, we're jumping downstairs, getting in the car and going. I got a buddy of mine, Doug Wolf's down there. He's cooking chicken and ribs already. Got some bevies ready to go here, and I still haven't bought tickets to the game, but I'll figure that out when I get there.
Good plan. Yeah, you can buy them lock up. That's certainly an easy way to do it. The staff down there will take care of you. So a big game for the Edmonton Elks here. And you're in a top spot. It's kind of unfamiliar grounds for this Elks team. They've never been 7-3. And you're in a good spot, but you still have to be watching over the teams behind you. With a win, Winnipeg improves to 6-4. You're 7-4, and they're just one game back. So despite a great start for this team and winning games and doing really good things, they do have to keep winning here.
Well, it's great to have a good start, and it's great that your team is way more competitive. And I think they've proven to us, Connor, that they're a real football team. Like, they've got all the elements. Every phase has had its turn so far at being excellent. We're not looking at them after 10 games going, man, like, you'll never win with ... So I think we can say that they're not some fluky team that had a hell of a 10 games but might not win another game. They're not that team. But so great. So you've taken a huge step because the old Elks were that team. The old Elks they were a train wreck. So great. So you moved on from that. But now, like, who are you? Are you a team that has a good 10 games and now you're going to fade into the middle? Are you an actual contender for first place in the West? Are you a real team that, if you went 6-3 in the first 9 games, can you go 6-3 in the second 9 games? Like, who are you? And it's games like this with a hungry Winnipeg team that's really, really, really experienced, has tons of good players, and went to 5 Grey Cups in a row. They're coming in to see you now, and they're a real football team for sure. So these are the moments in your season where you have to reaffirm to yourself and your fans and your city, hey, we're not just faking it here. We're a real team, and I suspect we'll see that tonight.
When I look at this season as a whole, and there hasn't been too many criticisms. We deal with the fan base a lot of times. The only name that's been brought up has been offensive coordinator Jordan Maximic, and it's interesting because you look at the stat of what they've been able to do. Cody Pajaro, second in the league in passing. He's been extremely efficient, completing 71.4% of his attempts. But maybe the criticisms are in the run game, where after a huge start by Justin Rankin, it's been a little bit slower as of late. Would you like to see a little more creativity in the run game? Because we talked to Eddie Steele, and he brought up, you run it outside, you're making things a lot tougher on those big guys on the D-line.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed in Rankin's game, in the let's say the last, we played 10 games, probably the last 5 of them, he's not in the open field position making people miss. When you get the ball and you run into 6 guys at the back of your old lineman and 3 defensive linemen and the thing's plugged, there's no making anyone miss in that situation, right? You got to, the offensive coordinator's job, yes, and the offensive line's job and everyone's job is to find Justin Rankin a little bit of space somehow, and then it's his job to turn, to make the first tackler or 2 miss and turn a 2-yard gain into a 12-yard gain. Like that's what he gets paid for. That's how you win MOPs, and that's how you stack up 100-yard rushing games. Is the first time it doesn't tackle you very often, but unless he, so somehow we can blame. You figure out who we blame for this. I don't know who we blame for this, but somehow he hasn't been in a lot of open space. Right? He's been running between the tackles, and the D-line's been winning that battle, and there's just a big fat wall of giant offensive and defensive linemen in this nowhere to go. So somehow, whether I don't even care if it's screen passes or what it is, but I think I'm with Eddie. It's probably trying to get him outside the tackles a little bit because he needs just a little bit of space to be Justin Rankin in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. And I'd also like to see kind of two running back sets with Javon Lee out there as well. I think that's a guy that can make some plays. I mean, you have him returning kicks and punts for a reason. If he can get some open space as well, he's another guy who can make you play. We're looking at the Elks tonight, taking on the Bombers with Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. And this Winnipeg Bombers team has been the class of the CFL, class of the West for a long time. Maybe a little bit on the downturn, but you still cannot underestimate them. Brady Oliveira, from what we've been told, not really practicing, just getting ready for games. So something that maybe the Elks have a bit of an advantage with that one. Spec turning our attention to the Toronto Blue Jays and kicking off this series with the New York Yankees. One of the more fun rivalries, especially with the postseason that we saw it last season. Of course, Vlad had his viral moment. Are you a believer? Can the Jays go into New York and find another way to win another series?
Well, how can you not at this point, right? Listen, you can't ask anything more of them since the trade deadline. They lost, I don't know, their best starter, Kosman, probably. They lost, their GM, and none of us faulted him for making a couple moves here, right? They were basically sellers, but brought back a couple things too, which I think surprised us all. But anyway, I can't see asking anything more from what we've watched from this team. And they've shown tons of guts. Their pitching staff hasn't missed Kosman, which is saying a lot. They've got the bullpen's been excellent. Their defense has been, these are we talked the other day. Foundational things, pitching and defense. You can repeat that every day, and if you do repeat it every day, you got a great chance to win. You're not getting a 3 home run day every day. You're not getting 14 hits every day, but if you can repeat pitching and defense, you got a chance. And tell you what, man, they've been repeating it night after night. So I'm not telling you they're going to win. What do they play 3 in New York? I'm not telling you they'll win all 3, but why wouldn't you say they got an excellent chance to win 2 out of 3?
Now, some good news for the Blue Jays potentially. I say potentially because Vlad Guerrero Jr. He passed his final concussion test. He's expected to join the team back with the New York Yankees. And I guess I would say if there's a place where maybe Vlad could find it again because it's been missing for so long, the Bronx might be a good spot.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Maybe. Like he has to find it somewhere. In the end, that's a nice story, right? He had a great series in New York, and he had that, Yankees lose moment, which we all love. Right? Everybody loved it, but he's just got to figure out how to start. It's not too late to help this team. Somehow, some way, the Blue Jays have remained, alive and relevant without almost any help at all from their big guy. So they're still there. They're still relevant, and it's not too late for Vladdy to find it somehow. Does a guy usually find it on August 20th? No. Usually if he hadn't found it by now, again. But it's not too late, right? It's not too late for Vladdy to still help this team. So anyone who cheers for the Blue Jays is hoping it happens.
It is interesting. And, you look at the MLB standings right now. It's pretty crazy to have all these teams in the AL East right in that position. And I know it's not like they're 100-point teams like the NHL Central Division last season, but the Yankees, that lead they have with the Red Sox, just 4 games and 6 games up on the Blue Jays. The Orioles kind of falling off a little bit here. Do you give these teams a little bit more credit due to the fact that they do have to play against each other all the time? So I've heard people kind of write off the Red Sox and the Blue Jays, while the record isn't great. That being said, they do play each other quite a bit, and they're all good teams.
Well, for sure, it's a tough division, and if it is. To me, it's cyclical. Like when I do get tired of a hockey argument every year. The playoffs, there's one series where 2 good teams play in, and everyone's moaning about let's change the playoff format. And if we changed it, we all do the math and we realize this would be a different series where 2 really good teams would play each other. So it's cyclical, and right now the AL East is really, really good with good teams. And I get it. If you get stuck in a division with Boston and New York, they're economic powers. And Toronto is too. Toronto spends tons of money. Like, they're right up there. So if you're in that division, and, it's going to be tough because those teams that spend tend to be the teams that are good. if you get in the division with, you know, the White Sox and Kansas City and stuff, chances are you got a better shot because they don't spend. So yeah, it's a tough division, and tough luck, right? Suck it up and try to be better than those teams. That's all I got for you. I'm not going to say there's some unfairness here. It's the way it is. It's the AL East. It's a hell of a division, and get over it.
It'll be battle tested by the time the playoffs roll around. I'm Mark Spector, Rogers Sportsnet, joining us. Spec, that news yesterday, the Oilers and Bruins going to play games in Germany, not against each other. We'll wait to find out their opponent. You think they'll be making that trip over to Cologne?
Well, I don't have a clue because someone else will be paying for it. So we certainly don't do our schedule a year ahead of time. You know, I would hope so. I would think so. But I don't know for sure. We never. Those are big tickets. And sometimes, like, I work for Rogers. Sometimes Rogers just sends a whole bunch of hockey night people over there. And they go, no more money for the writers. And hey, whatever. I've been in this business a long time. So if I go, awesome. It'll be fun. I would like to go. I think it'd be fun to, you know, it's going to be a circus for Leon there, right? Like, it's going to be, and I would hope, you know, for the sake of young Josh Szymanski, I hope he's part of this team at that point. I can't see why it wouldn't be. But I think it would be awesome to have you know, for him to go home too and play in Germany, right? That country would kind of get to know him a little bit more. So I think it'll be fun. The Oilers, they've been doing this for a long time, and the Oilers really, and we got a couple games in, you know, against New Jersey and Gothenburg, I think it was Gothenburg in Sweden, but they haven't really been part of this global series much, and they got the best player in the world, and they got the best European in the world. So I'm not sure why it's taken as long as it has.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I hope you got to go because I think it could be an awesome experience. I suspect we won't keep you any longer because I know you want to get down to Commonwealth. Have fun, enjoy the tailgate. And hopefully the rain stays away. I don't know if there's even any rain in the forecast. It just feels like at this point it seems to be an inevitability.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Matt, enjoy. Okay, have some fun tonight, everybody.
Talk to you Monday. There you go. Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet joining us here as he does every day, 5 o'clock ish on the Jason Gregor Show. I got a text here. Hey guys, I may have missed it. What's the ticket sales looking like for the game tonight? From Jesse. I've heard good. Totally different topic. Just things we do. I got a call from Maddie in ticket sales earlier today, and she sounded very overwhelmed, but happy. Like, it was like lots going on right now. We are very busy taking a lot of calls, of course. Like Spec, there's a couple more walk-up sales when he gets there. So I assume pretty good. I don't really know though. It's hard to say. The buzz is good around town. They're fun to watch. It's not like the old days when it was blackout in the local market, right? Like, if you wanted to go watch the Eskimos back then, you had to go watch them. You couldn't watch it on TSN. Now you can stay home and watch the game. For a lot of people, that's just easier, more convenient. But I will say, if you go down there, you're going to have a heck of a time. Like Spec said, he's locked down. His guy is getting food. You walk around, have some drinks, whatever it might be. Enjoy the concession. I don't know. I would take it down there. Enjoy it. Take it all in with the people. You going to go down one, or are you stuck at home?
Not tonight, but I've been to the last 2 games.
What have you thought?
In terms of the quality of play or the fan experience?
Well, as a whole. I mean, because you're not going to break it down X's and O's or anything for me. But like, for a guy with a kid, you go to the game, it's a good time, I would think.
It's awesome, man. And like, the vibes are high. And the OG Elks fans, like, I saw a guy the other day, his jersey said CFL nut. And his wife's jersey was like her name. I just thought, like, there may not be a ton of fans in the stands in the last few years, but there are. And for their sake, I hope the casual fan returns.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what else are you going to do on a Friday night in Edmonton? And it's kind of like, I will tell you, I have season tickets for a long time. I would make up whatever the time was. You just kind of make your plans around it. So 7:30 start. All right, let's go for dinner first. Let's have a drink or two, have a bite to eat, make your way down to the stadium. Game ends 10:30 for the youths. That's early. Still get out, go to the club.
Pre-game in the stands, go to the club.
I don't know which club we'd go to, but back in the day, you just go to White, figure it out.
Figure it out.
I was at White a couple weekends ago, actually.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, it was okay. Went to a tiki bar. It was neat.
Oh yeah.
I was there for a bachelor party, so it was they had the whole like drink on fire thing. It was cool, But yeah, I think it's a good night to get out, and especially, hey, maybe you got some kids. You're like, you know what, school's coming right around the corner here. Maybe we'll take them out for one last late night before you put them to bed at 7 o'clock to get them trained for the kickoff of school. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll head out east. We'll talk some hockey with Dave McCarthy from SiriusXM NHL. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
2006, we saw the launch of Twitter. JT was #1 with Sexy Back, and the corner of Jasper Ave and 118th was never the same.
On the Rocks, celebrate 20 years of OTR.
Friday, September 18th.
With Whale and the Wolf. Whale and the Wolf.
20 years of music and memories.
20 years of On the Rocks.
Friday, September 18th. Get in early. Jasper Ave and 118th.
Kickoff is coming August 21st. Elks, Blue Bombers at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Country Night presented by Innova. Dust off that Canadian tuxedo and bring the honky tonk to the field. GoElks.com/tickets.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, "Thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the Pro Press fitting to my copper pipe."
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the Power Play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Is it time to upgrade your golf bag? From August 6th to September 8th, the Leduc Golf Club Pro Shop is participating in the massive Callaway 2x trade-in bonus events. Bring in your old clubs and get double the trade-in value, up to an incredible $825 towards the purchase of new eligible Callaway gear. Upgrade to the latest Quantum Woods, Apex Irons, X-Forged, or Reva Rise clubs. Maximize your trade-in value today. See the Leduc Golf Club Pro Shop for details.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.524. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Lotto Max tonight, 55. Of course, Elks in action, taking on the Bombers. Maybe on a spread. I believe it was 3.5 points in favor of the green and gold. Go check it out. PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, though, to use your game sense. Connor Halley, Juan Gretz. We got Mackenzie, Donovan here, keeping us on track as we roll through here. We are going to get to Dave McCarthy. That'll be in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical. They're the most diversified electrical contractor in Alberta with 4 divisions in project, service, tag, and solar for commercial or residential. Contact them today at actionelectrical.net. I'm told we got a Mr. Dave McCarthy from SiriusXM. Dave, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Connor. What's going on, buddy?
Just rolling through the weekend here. Just a little note for you. If we do lose you, we might give you a phone call. There's just been some technical difficulties popping up, but just wanted to keep you in the loop just in case it happens.
Well, I got my phone right here. I think it might have been on my end because I started the feed up before I plugged in my headphones, and that sometimes is the issue. But I restarted the feed, so I think we're going to be okay now.
Fingers crossed. We're ready no matter what happens. Now, you are not in your usual situation. I don't know where you are, but it looks like a place I'd like to be.
Yeah, I'm actually at my buddy Greg's cottage right now. He's on his way up, and I was playing in a golf tournament about halfway here. And so he said, why don't you just head up and let yourself in, and I'll be up in a couple hours. So here we are, and now you're giving me something to do, Connor. So this is great while I entertain myself for a couple hours here.
No, I hope he rolls in and sees you big time. Just doing media, hanging out by the lake. Looks awesome. Were you out with TR yesterday?
No, not yesterday. Wednesday, I saw him at Hockey Night in Brampton. I was kidding him. He was flying around there. He's got legs, I'll tell you. Moves around the ice better than a lot of guys, including current NHLers. I'll put it that way.
You guys got juice. Ripping around with a cell phone, taking videos for the
no,
story.
It's his glasses, eh? It's his glasses that he wears that have the camera in it. He's a technological marvel, that guy. You wouldn't think so, but he's ahead of the curve, Connor.
That's why he's over 100,000 Instagram followers or something like that. That's how you get there. Dave, just speaking of technology, EA Sports releasing the 99 Club, venturing over to the NHL after doing it for a while now with the Madden video games. Connor McDavid, the lone member. Who do you think will join him in the future?
That's a good one. I think Matty Schaefer's pretty close, I'll tell you. I think what that guy's going to be capable of doing as he gets a little older, I think he's going to get pretty close to a 99 rating on the back end. I mean, you look at the season that he had. This guy hasn't turned 19 yet. Not for another 10 days does he turn 19. And what he was able to do as an 18-year-old in the NHL, it was spectacular. Every time he turned around, seemed like he was breaking records, doing stuff that nobody had ever done before at the age of 18. What do you have, 20 goals this year? He is the quintessential new age defenseman, where he is able to transport the puck. He's got elite vision. He's got speed. He can move the puck effectively. He can shoot. He's a leader in the room. He says the right thing all the time. He is the full and total complete package. And I know folks on Long Island are thrilled that he's a part of their group, and I think he's going to get pretty close to being a 99 on EA Sports one of these days. Maybe 5 years from now when he's the ripe old age of 23.
It's crazy to think how good he is and being so young. And what's up with these young guys in the NHL being so damn likable as well? Like he and Malcolm Celebrini, I can't root against them. They just both seem like good guys. So I guess that's kind of a nice trend. Not really the biggest hockey story, but kind of. Since you brought up the Islanders, did you see their new third jersey? And if so, what do you think of it? It's kind of cartoony.
Yeah, you know what? I heard that something had come out, but I actually haven't laid eyes on it yet, so I couldn't say. Is it like the old Captain Highliner look, or something more
No.
cartoony than that?
So, well, that's the thing. From what I'm told, because we missed it yesterday, so they kind of dropped it like at 8 o'clock Eastern time. But it is a lighthouse, and it is very cartoony looking.
Okay.
Dark blue, the orange. The color scheme's great. You know what?
Oh, I see it right here. Yeah. Okay.
I don't actually mind it. Like, it kind of gives me like vibes from like a team in England or something. I kind of like.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. The lighthouse, I think, is something symbolic on Long Island there, so I see what they're getting at. I mean, I'm not really a colors guy, so I might not be even seeing this properly, but do the stripes not give you Boston Bruins vibes, or is that just me?
I can't get over the colors, the blue and orange. So maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it's not quite yellow, more orange, but I don't know, at first glance, the stripes are a little Boston Bruinsy, but I do like the lighthouse now that I'm looking at it. I think that's actually kind of neat.
Jamie Drysdale, talking to the media, said that the standard now.
Me talking to me, Connor. Nobody else was there.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, geez, Louise, we got to get you more credit than that. Talking to Dave McCarthy of
There you go.
SiriusXM NHL, says the playoffs being the standard. Man, that's embarrassing. Anywho,
It's all good.
What was your reaction when he said that? Because as I do look at the standings, that division, interesting. I think there's potentially some teams on the rise if the Devils can stay healthy. I think the Caps are going to bounce back in a strong way.
Yeah.
Penguins could drop off, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I would be surprised if the Penguins get in again. To be honest, I think everything kind of clicked and hit for them last year. And what's to say that happens again this year? I also don't think they got any better on paper. Anthony Mantha's out the door, and he had a really good regular season for them last year. So I see Pittsburgh dropping off. Washington, to me, is in. They're a serious team. And so I look at Carolina, I look at Washington. I think New Jersey, one of these years, should prove me right because, man, I love them on paper. But, you know, when you look at the Philadelphia Flyers, I think what happened last year is that they've got a good collection of young talent, right? But you can only go along so long without actually having it come together and keep believing that you're as good as people tell you you are. And so when they went on that run, as Jamie was telling me, he said it felt like everything clicked. And he said, we understood we needed to get hot, even though we were probably not in the group of teams that anybody gave a chance to get into, including me. And I told him that to his face. I was shocked. They rolled through Toronto early in March, and I was talking to some colleagues and saying like, we'll get you on the brunch in like a month, and we'll do the post-mortem and see what went wrong. And then they go and make the playoffs. So what he said happened is that now they really believe. Now they're coming into camp with a mindset night and day different compared to where it was last year at this time, where they, hoped they were a good team, but they didn't know. Now they feel like they are a good team, and they're coming into the year with confidence. And so with that being the case in a weaker division, I like that. They also got a great message from management that they saw enough as well from them last year to be aggressive in the offseason and try to upgrade their club. And they took an aggressive approach. Now, it didn't land them, Leo Carlson, but the message still got through, which was, we as the management believe in you guys, and we're going to try to add here, continuing to move forward. So that was a good message to convey to the group. And when you look at what Porter Martone was able to do last year when he came on board late in the season, played 9 games, made an immediate impact. He was good in the playoffs. Matvei Michkov is going into a contract year. He was not very good last year. From what I've heard, he's made some alterations in the way he's approached the summer. And if he goes out and has a really good year, he's going to be in line for, as they might say in Russia, a lot of monies. And so I would expect him to be motivated. Alex Bump is coming into his second year. So they've got a really impressive collection of young guys that are just getting their feet wet, but have some degree of experience and understand what it takes to be successful as a group. And then you've got a good collection of sort of younger veterans like the Trevor Zegrases and the Travis Konechny's. Their goaltending should be relatively strong in a tandem form with Dan Vladar and Joe Wall, provided he can stay healthy. So, I look at them as a sort of a battle for a wild card spot with the New York Islanders in the Metro right now. I think it's going to come down to one of those two teams because I don't see it from Pittsburgh. Columbus might be in that mix as well, but it put them sort of in the third team of that wild card tier. I don't think the Rangers are in very good shape at all. So I think the Philadelphia Flyers have to be going into the offseason or into the season feeling very confident with how last season ended.
You mentioned the Leo Carlsson offer sheet there, and like we've talked a little bit about the Ducks earlier on in the week. It is my favorite soap opera right now because I'm so intrigued what's going to happen. The reports out there that Cutter Gauthier, declining the $13 million deal doesn't mean they're not going to figure it out, but the salary situation with them, $9 million, give or take cap space per Puckpedia. If you can get him signed, Chris Kreider and Alex Killorn come off the books next year. That's just over $12.5 million. But you've got Beckett Seneca as well, who's going to need to get paid. What do you think the Ducks do here in the next couple of years here? Because it does not seem like a great situation. You got Troy Terry's money to work with for a little bit, but it just seems hectic.
Oh, they have had a catastrophically bad off season. I asked Jamie Drysdale what his reaction was when he saw the offer sheet, and he said, I think everybody in our locker room and outside the locker room had the same reaction. I said, what reaction was that, Jamie? He said, you can't print that reaction. So I think we know what reaction that is. And so, yeah, it did send shockwaves through the league, and it sent immediate, earthquakes through the cap structure of the Anaheim Ducks. Because now suddenly they're paying him a lot more money than he should be being paid right now. Let's just be frank. But that's the nature of the business, and credit to him. He got the offer, he signed it, and it worked. But now that's going to cost them more money with Cutter Gauthier. Why wouldn't it? Guy shot it in the net over 41 times last year. And so, he's looking at it and saying, well, if this guy's worth 18, I know it was a predatory type of maneuver that landed him that deal, and that might hold weight if it was in an arbitration hearing, in terms of something that you can't factor in to the comparables. But outside of arbitration, I'm telling you, guys are going to say, well, he is not $8 million better than me. If I'm Cutter Gauthier, he's just not. He's not $5 million better than me. And so it's going to cost them more money there. And then you're right, Beckett Seneca is going to need to get paid as well starting next year. And so they'll probably be paying collectively those three guys. If you look at Carlson and think maybe they could have got him in at 12, and maybe could have got Gauthier in around 11, and he's probably going to end up costing around 15. So there's 4, there's 6, 10, and how much more does that cost you on Beckett Seneca? Maybe another $4 or $5 million. It's probably 13 to 15 million bucks collectively over those three guys more than they were prepared to pay them. And what that means is you're now losing quality supplementary pieces. And so they're going to have to throw guys overboard starting really this fall to get the Gauthier situation settled. Their team is not nearly as good as it was last year. They're overpaying now their top guys, and their blue line suffered a mass exodus with guys moving out the door. And so, yeah, I don't love the offseason they have had at all. And I think their team has been significantly weakened in the short term and long term because of, quite frankly, the mismanagement of the Leo Carlsson situation from Pat Verbeek.
Yeah, it's your reminder. Trust your scouts, trust the guys you drafted, and pay your prospects when you can, because this could have been very, very much avoided. As we're looking around the NHL with Dave McCarthy of SiriusXM NHL. Before we let you go, Dave, just want to get your thoughts. I don't know if you saw that article in The Athletic. It was kind of looking at a poll of fan bases, taking a look at their team's front offices, and the Oilers didn't do very well. And I get there's two ways you can look at it. You didn't win with McDavid and Draisaitl, or yet to have, but you've been to 2 Stanley Cup Finals in the last 3 years. What were your thoughts on their placement?
Yeah, I mean, like what was the polling? Was it fans that voted?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like that doesn't this wasn't industry people. This was fans. So, yeah, I kind of get that. I think there's a lot of consternation in Edmonton right now about how the team has been managed, how last year went. You look at the significant move that was made during the year last year to go out and get Tristan Jarry, and I never liked that move from the get-go, and that's really backfired. And so, people were upset about that. They didn't have a very good year. They lost early in the playoffs. I'm not surprised, but in saying that, I don't think Edmonton is as bad as they were last year. And I think Mike Babcock, I know Jason and I've talked about this, I think he's going to have a really good and positive impact on this group because you've got a bunch of guys that are leading the way in Edmonton who are absolutely on board and want to be pushed in the way that Mike Babcock is going to push them. And I think that's good news because say what you will about Mike, he is incredibly well prepared. He's incredibly well detailed in terms of his game plan and how he wants his team to attack opponents. And there will be a plan in place. And I thought it was a very telling quote from Connor McDavid at Zach Hyman's golf tournament a few weeks ago when he said, we're going to have a coach now that isn't going to be finding himself in certain situations. I thought that was very telling. They want a guy that is confident in the way he expects things to be done, and they'll try and execute it that way. And so I think they'll be a much better team than they were last year, this year. And when they are, I think the fan sentiment around the front office will obviously change dramatically because it tends to go via the success of the group itself. You look down that list. I'm trying to see here. I don't think anybody in the bottom, below 18 off the top of my head. Did Nashville make the playoffs last year? I think they did. They might have. Okay, so in the bottom 20, okay, Boston made it as well. But put it this way, most of the teams below 20 didn't make the playoffs. And I don't think all of those teams are as bad as it seems. And so I think the sentiment around the Edmonton front office will change if they have a better year, which I fully expect them to.
Yeah, I think so too. They've shown that, right? New head coach, they get that bump, and we're going to be really intrigued to see how it all works out here in Edmonton. Dave, thanks for joining us today. Enjoy that beautiful backdrop, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Connor. See you, buddy.
There you go, Dave McCarthy of SiriusXM NHL, or as TSN's website calls him, NHL.com. I'm glad he stepped in and brought that one up because that got to give him credit. Got to give credit where it is due. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we will wrap up the show and we'll get to Wanye's World. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, brought to you by playalberta.ca.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience, All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated, pre-vetted youth and receive funding to support your efforts? At Careers the Next Generation, we connect Alberta employers with interns in skilled trades, IT, agriculture, forestry, and more. All WCB covered, high school accredited, safety trained, and ready to contribute from day one. With 83% of RAP students continuing their apprenticeships after high school, investing in youth today means securing your workforce for tomorrow. Don't wait. Visit careersnextgen.ca to get started.
1 in 3 Canadians aren't getting enough sleep. Let the Brick help you sleep better for less. Save 40% on the Steely Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get sheets starting at just $49. And buy one pillow, get the second for just $10. Plus, take up to 55 months to pay with no interest and no money down. And with next day delivery in Edmonton, you can start sleeping better right away. Some conditions apply. OAC. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Employee pricing is back at Nisku Ford. Pay the same as Ford Motor Company employees. Plus, get the benefits of being a Nisku Ford customer. You'll have the best selection of new Ford vehicles from our great lineup of SUVs, from Bronco Sports and Explorers right up to the Ford Expedition, and Ford trucks from the Ford Maverick, Ranger, F-150, and Super Duty. Ford employee pricing is the biggest event on the Nisku Ford calendar. But hurry, it won't last forever, and inventory is limited. Take advantage of employee pricing today at Nisku Ford. Above expectations.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Your old golf clubs are suddenly worth a whole lot more. The Callaway 2x trade-in bonus event is happening now through September 8th at the Leduc Golf Club Pro Shop. Trade in your old clubs, and they will double their value, giving you up to $825 towards brand new Callaway equipment. Experience the unmatched performance of new Apex irons, Quantum drivers, or the Reva Rise series. Don't miss this limited time offer. Upgrade your game at the Leduc Golf Club Pro Shop today.
Portions this hour brought to you by Cantor. Made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at www.cantor.com.
Pro sports, local sports, minor leagues, you got it all. It's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It's 546. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show with you for a few more minutes before we hand things over to Blue Jays baseball on the AM feed. If you're streaming, it'll be Fox Sports Radio. We'll have Jays tomorrow as well. The show brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight's Lotto Max, an estimated $55 million. You can get your ticket at PlayAlberta.ca. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, Mackenzie McLennan, Wanye Gretz here as well. As we get to Wanye's world, Wanye, the stage is yours.
Well, I'm going to turn around and just ask you a question immediately for your learned thought on things. But Oilers goaltending going into next season, there really is a lot of interesting storylines here. Like from what I heard, Devin Levi's like the underground goaltending prospect in Buffalo. I was talking to some Sabres fans on X. They said, you may have actually stolen somebody from us that we actually didn't want to lose.
Oh, really? Kind of like Matthew Savoy?
Maybe. And then Freddie Anderson, like 13-2 in the playoffs, a 1.89 goals against average and 910 save percentage. What do you think's going to happen? And then Tristan Jarry in the mix. We'll add him in for posterity. What do you think's going to happen with the goaltending next year? What are you looking for during training camp here?
I guess, like not to make the biggest cop-out answer of all time, but I want to see how they play in front of them. I think that matters. If you leave them to dry, it's not going to matter. But I don't think that's going to be the case with Mike Babcock. I think there is going to be that emphasis on making sure the defending is a little bit stronger and, you don't have those mental lapses. And if you do, maybe you're out, for a game or two or a shift, whatever it might be. But yeah, I mean, we were talking about Freddie Anderson in the playoffs. Like he was blowing our minds just with what he was doing for that Panthers team, who I will add, I think does play pretty stout defense. So I liked it. He is a little older, right? He's 35 years old, 36. Ended up appearing in 35 games for the Canes during the regular season before really going off. And they had that luxury because they were just sweeping teams and waiting for 2 weeks. Taylor Hall joined us once on the show. There's nothing else to do. Just might as well do some radio in Edmonton. So I do like that one. Devin Levi would be the intriguing one because Buffalo did kind of have that surplus of goaltenders and had to get something for some of them. To me, the X factor is Tristan Jarry. I think if he can bounce back and find, what we've seen he can do, that goes a long way because I do think that he's going to be given the opportunity to be goalie one, but expanded schedule, 84 games. You're going to need everyone to kind of chip in a little bit more here. And we do our goaltending rankings with Kevin Woodley now. We started last week, but it's not just the goaltending duo now, it's the trio. And he had the Rangers 1, Caps 2, Hurricanes 3 in the Atlantic, or the Metro Division. We'll do the Atlantic next week, but curious to see what he thinks when we get there. I don't know. I think if you look at this Oilers team on paper and you look at them in this division, it's like, okay, I think they're the favorite to win. But that X factor is between the pipes, and you just hope that someone finds the job and doesn't let it go. You're going to have to no matter what. I don't think it's going to be counted on one of these guys to, play 60, but we'll see. We'll see. And for Stan Bowman and his, staff that made that deal, they're just praying that Tristan Jarry can find his game. We'll see how it works out.
We'll see how it works out. I'm pumped.
I'm kind of intrigued by all these guys, right? Devin Levi will be another one to kind of watch and see what he can do.
The Sabres fan I was talking to, he's just like, we got too many goalies.
That's fair.
He said we would normally never give a guy like this up. You might have found something there.
Well, I mean, hey, we'll see.
He's only 24.
25?
Is he? I thought it's
20. Phil turned 25 in December.
Okay, now come on.
Yeah.
Don't round up.
You were right. You were right.
Goalies are weird. They take longer time to develop. You know this to be true.
It is true. It is true. Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, if this team plays strong defense, we saw it. And it's not like we saw that one game where they were blocking everything. They blocked more shots than Tristan Jarry faced. I don't think you have to go and do that night in and night out, but just the smarter plays. And, you moved on from a guy like Darnell Nurse, who at times was guilty of making some of those questionable defensive plays when it happens in the future. And like we saw with Evan Bouchard a couple times, he's always stood out because it just ended up in the back of the net. You weren't really getting that save when you needed it in a crucial moment. So you clean that up, and all of a sudden, that narrative could be gone. Some news happening. The Denver Nuggets signing DeMar DeRozan to a 1-year deal. So the dream of DeMar DeRozan coming back to the Toronto Raptors, not going to happen, as they await to see if Kawhi Leonard will ever be allowed to play basketball again.
If you're the GM of the Raptors, would you just abandon ship and not trade for Kawhi Leonard after all this nonsense?
I don't think so. I mean, I did say that a while ago, like just abandon ship. Like, how much does Kawhi have left? Is there going to be a suspension imposed by the association? Plus, he's already going to take time off to make sure he can stay healthy. But I think you've kind of opened the box, the Pandora's box, like that from Big Brother and other places. Like the guys who have been traded have already been traded. They're like, okay, well, I don't know if I really want to go back to Toronto, right? Like, if you can move on from Ingram, I think you'd probably look at it as a win for the Raptors. So I don't think so. I think that I would probably be happy to continue to make this deal. But the NBA has to figure it out. Like, it can't be this complicated for 11 months that you don't figure it out. Husband of the OT MILF says, you have a pie. You have 3 goalies. Let's say one gets sent down this year to the minors. I have it 60, 30, or 60 for Jarry, 30 for Anderson, 10% Levi. What say you?
Tell me more about that pie.
That's a pumpkin pie.
Okay. You have my attention.
I mean, see, and like I would agree that that's what you want to see, right? I want to see Tristan Jarry bounce back, be fully healthy, ready to go. Anderson, a great backup. And then, you kind of see what you got with Levi. I would say that would be perfect. That's like, to me, that's the dream. Because if Tristan Jarry is playing 60%, then he's good to go. That means he's playing pretty good hockey. If all of a sudden that number dwindles down to 40, and then all of a sudden you have Anderson playing 40 and Levi up to 20% of your games, then it's like, okay, well, we had higher hopes for Tristan Jarry. It wasn't the answer. You don't want to run Freddie Anderson out there too much. Maybe it's an encouraging sign then about Levi if you have confidence in him to run him out there a little bit more. But I think if you are looking at this Edmonton Oilers team as a Stanley Cup contender, you really want one of these guys to grab the reins and be ready to go. The luxury would be sweeping series like what the Cranes did, like we talked about. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to see it to believe it. When you look around the goalies in the NHL right now and these guys who have got their teams to the Stanley Cup final, and heck, Anderson just did it. Bussy got them the cup in the final, but I don't know. Donnie, what do you think about that ratio if it worked out that way?
The one problem, Freddie Anderson cannot be sent to the minors.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the minors here, that part of it.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about Jari 60, Anderson 30, Levi 10.
Man, I don't know. Like I think all three guys are going to be up here all year. I do. Because I don't think you can trust any one of them.
Not right now.
No, I just don't think you can truly trust any of them, because Freddie Anderson hasn't played over 35 games in like 5 seasons. Devin Levi, nobody knows what he is at this point, right? He's not proven. And then Tristan Jarry, you don't really know what you're going to get, right? That's a whole can of worms, is we have no idea what Tristan Jarry is going to be this year. So to me, you got to keep it the 3 goalie system. And I think that's what you're seeing. I mean, hell, even, I don't know if any of you have seen that little clip from Oilers Plus or whatever, but they were talking about, like, if we have 3 goalies up here, when they were signing Freddie Anderson, that was kind of their intention. They literally released a clip saying that's kind of our intention, if you read between the lines.
I mean, I figured it. And then you go back to Freddie in the playoffs, played 16 games. But as we mentioned, sweep, 2-week break, sweep, big break. That worked out kind of perfect for them. And he responded, a 189 save or goals against average, 910 save percentage. Well, that music means we're done. Thank you guys for joining us. Check the podcast if you missed anything. Have a great weekend. Wanya, thanks for coming in. We'll do it again next Friday. I'll be back in the host chair for another week. If you're going to the golf for the weekend, have fun. If you're going to the football game tonight, have a blast. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Right now, let's get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly, 780-265-0165. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Your Double E getting underway at 7:30 as they host the Winnipeg Blue Bombers tonight. Looking to go 8-3 are the Elks. 15-game slate, including the Toronto Blue Jays, currently underway from the Bronx. They are trailing 2-0 with Alejandro Kirk up the bat, 2 out, and a 3-2 count, runners on second base. The PKC Women's Open, Brooke Henderson tied for 18th at 5 under par. And the other Canadian in a great spot right now, you have Anna Huang. She's chilling in the top 10, tied for 8th at 7 under par. You can hear the rest of this Toronto Blue Jays game against the Yankees on the AM feed only right after the break. I'm Donovan Paulson. That is your Sports 1440 update. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yes, it's Sports 1440,
A Stingray radio station.
broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the Power Play 24/7 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.